Hey, what's up, everybody? It's myself, Arthur. I'm here with Alonzo. This is going to be the first episode of Everything Always Works Out podcast. Today's episode is going to be about myself and Alonzo talking about how we met, the impact of DVDASA on our lives, how it brought us together, how we met all our cool homies. Anything you want to add on to that, Alonzo?
The origin story of how, for those of you who are interested and curious about, I'm sure, some of you know Arthur from Worst Team Ever, Fire Team, right?
Worst Fire Team Ever.
And I'm some unknown person. So you're curious, how did these two guys meet each other? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, speaking of meeting each other for the first time, I met Alonzo December 6th, 2014 in San Francisco at a gallery known as 5024 SF.
Yep.
Prior to that, I met Alonzo in passing at previous DVDASA events, whether it would be, I believe, I'm not sure, did you go to the Hundreds ASA book signing or no?
I did not go to that one. That one I missed out. But the one that I think we met each other in passing, like we were in the same room, was
Jane and Critter Art Show?
Yes, Jane and Critter Art Show.
I think it was like artistically, what was it called?
Artistically Challenged?
No.
Like
it was something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Right, because it was their first art show ever.
It was with Critter and artistically transmitted diseases.
There you go.
It was Saturday, March 8th, 2014.
Wait, say that again?
Or March 8th.
March 8th, 2014?
Yep. That was the first time that we, I guess, met in passing.
Yeah, because that's where you took that picture when you were on Critter's shoulders.
No. That was the Snowman Monkey Barbecue.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
That's when I met you for the first time in passing, because I was waiting in line, and Marco, Broken Sketchbook, he was in line, and I think he was right behind me, or I think he just got in line, or he was walking throughout the line, checking out fans, and I was in line, and I just got there, and I was there by myself, and he approached me, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I got here's some Mongchi pins," and I was like, "Oh, bro, thank you so much." And then I see someone in a Blokova mask, and I see like these tall dudes walking down with a guy in a beanie, and some guy punches my shoulder, and I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck? Who's this?" And the guy wearing the Blokova was fucking Sci-Fi Ruben.
Yeah.
And I was all scared and shooken up, and I was like, "Oh shit, what's about to happen? Am I about to get jumped or something?" And then it was fucking Bindu and Sci-Fi and you.
Yeah.
And I think you had one more other person with you guys. Maybe. Or was it just you three?
No, it's just us three.
Yeah.
And I think Broken Sketchbook was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he punched me in the shoulders, and he's like, "Don't be scared, bro. It's me, Sci-Fi." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I'm like, "Oh shit, trivia!" You know, I'm like, "Oh fuck, dude, it's Sci-Fi Ruben. Holy shit!" And then
before we go any further, let's just to let you know, you guys know, DVDASA is a podcast by David Choe, the artist, and Akira, the porn star. Just so you guys know. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
You're good. Yeah. Double vag, double anal, sensitive artist. Yeah. So I prior to that, like, I knew who Sci-Fi Ruben is. I kind of knew who Bindu and Broken Sketchbook were, because I would see their posts on Instagram. So I was like really nervous. But backtracking to meeting you,
I was a stranger, right?
Yeah, you're a stranger.
I was like, who is Stranger Danger?
It's a Stranger Danger for sure. But,
so I'm friends with Sci-Fi Ruben going all the way back to middle school. So, and how he found out about DVDASA and became this quiz master on Instagram. He used to do this, like every Friday he would do like a quiz,
I think it was Friday because it would be Friday because it would be what Tuesday and Thursday, right? Were when DVDASA episodes would come out, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
And then
Tuesday or Thursday,
and then Friday, that's when Sci-Fi would do trivia, and everyone would participate in trivia. That was the shit. Right.
You didn't really win anything, but it was just, I guess it's like a private thing. Like, yeah, you get to get on the. But yeah, so he found out about the DVDASA podcast through me, because I kept like posting it on my Facebook, and he was in my group, and then he just saw, I was like, hey, what's this thing Zobe's posting about? And he clicked on it and watched it, and it changed his life.
It changed his life? So you found it on Facebook?
He found it on Facebook. Like, I posted one of the Vimeo links.
So you're the one who put Sci-Fi onto DVDASA?
Correct. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You could even ask him. Yeah. And then he became way bigger into the DVDASA universe than I ever was. And he put me on. He put me on to...
So you showed him David Choe, and then he showed you DVDASA.
No, I put him on to DVDASA, and then he told me about like all the people that were doing stuff on Instagram.
Oh, and then that's when you hopped on IG?
Right, yeah. Oh. Actually, like a little before that book signing was when I started hopping on Instagram.
Oh, for Snowman Monkey Barbecue?
Right, that was like right around that time when, I think, was it the Rosebud? Remember, there was like that Rosebud thing?
Well,
because remember, that time DVDASA went off air for a little bit.
They took a mini break. It was only like a couple months, I would say.
Yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah.
And so I started off doing like a Rosebud, like song remix thing. All right, so Rosebud remix was when I started getting onto Instagram, and that was through Sci-Fi. He was telling me about it. Like, yeah, there's like a contest, or what do you... So I was like, okay. Then I just did this thing, and I got into IG that way through Sci-Fi. And then I learned about you on that day, because then after he tapped you on the shoulder and freaked you out, he was like, hey, don't you know that's Pikachu408?
Get the fuck out of here!
I was like, who is that? He said something like, oh, don't you know that's Pikachu, the kid that wears the Pikachu backpack? I was like, no. And then that's when I hopped online on IG and followed you.
That's crazy.
Off my little iPod Touch. Because at the time, I didn't have a phone. I was going through like a hermit phase, like depression thing. Which is how that's how I found DVDASA. I was like in between jobs. You know, I was still DJing, but I was like picking up random gigs here and there, random wedding gigs. I wasn't a strip club DJ yet, which is like the consistent job that I'm at right now. But yeah, like that. Oh man, I'm losing my train of thought.
It's all good. It's good. So you were talking about me.
No. Yeah, I'm talking about you. That's right. I was talking about you. So that's how I found out about you, was through Sci-Fi. He told me, and I was like, huh. So I just hopped on and then added you. But then we haven't met yet. That hasn't happened yet. Because after that, the Barbecue Monkey Man book, what is it? The November 2nd wedding happened. Because at that book signing, Marco was talking to Bindu, and he was like, yo, you guys better come down to... You should come down to LA. And we were like, what's gonna happen? He's like, something special.
I remember.
So that's what,
and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, hey bro, because when Snowman Monkey Barbecue happened, I think it was like October 20 something. I would have to go back and look on IG, but it was around that time. It was only like maybe like a week
2014.
It was like it was like maybe like a week prior to November 2nd happening.
Right. Because this was, it was October, like close to Halloween.
Yeah, it was close to Halloween.
Halloween happened, and then
boom,
November 2nd.
Yeah,
November 2nd happened. So so he kind of alerted us to that, and so me and Sci-Fi and Bindu was making plans and stuff, and then Sci-Fi was like, hey, we're gonna hop the mega bus. That's what we're gonna do. All right.
Mega bus.
Like, right. And he's like, all right. And then I gave him some cash for it. He booked me a seat, and then I think did Bindu? Yeah, and then Bindu got on it too with us. So we both, that day we were like, man, I forgot how long was it, like an 7 hour bus ride or something like that.
Damn, yeah, I know. I heard you went to the bathroom multiple times.
I did, yeah. At that time, I was just like, I don't know, like, I guess the nervousness kind of got my stomach all upsetted or something.
Yeah, I heard you were going to the bathroom like every hour, every 2 hours.
Yeah, I was having some like nervous shit.
IBS.
Basically, IBS.
Yeah. I take shits.
I take shits, yep.
Dude, speaking of that wedding, dude, that's probably like one of my biggest regrets, not going to the wedding. Like,
yeah,
I remember.
You should have went, man.
I should have went, dude. Like,
you would have gotten in.
I know.
Because at the time, Arthur was underage because the event was 21 and up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bindu was there. He didn't have any ID on him, and then we're able to like talk to the security people and had Dave or Critter or somebody talk to somebody, and they just got him in. Yeah, like we could have probably done something like that for you. Yeah, that's also November 2nd was also the first meeting of like a lot of the fam, the quote unquote the DVDASA fam.
Yep.
Which is like basically the number one hypest, most fanatical fans of the DVDASA fandom.
Yeah.
Like the cool people, the people that were weird. We are weird.
We're all weird.
We're not dangerous. And we're annoying.
Yeah.
There are the people that are annoying Dave and the crew, and we're like very dangerous, getting like really into their personal private space.
Yeah,
we weren't that. We were just like intense.
We're just like intense, passionate fans of the show.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I really wish I went because I remember I saw the flyer, I got the email, and I was like, it says you have to be 21, and I was like, oh man, and like my family was like cool with me going. Like I was gonna take the mega bus with you guys and shit. But I bitched out. I was like, oh, what if I take the mega bus with them, I go all the way out there, and then I'm just outside in line, not able to get in. You know what I'm saying? And, one of the biggest points that I'm going to, like, stress throughout some of the stories that we're going to go over today is, like, just show up. Just show up. You never know what's going to happen unless you show up.
You just got to show up.
Just show up.
Yeah, you never know.
You never fucking know. And, like, I'm going to talk about some things that happened with me where, like, if I didn't show up, then I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We'll touch on it later. But, like, man, I really wish I went. Like, I remember I was at home, and I'm watching the fucking live streams, and I can see everyone I fuck with, not really, I mean, I fuck with, but I didn't really know them yet, but I was, like, I was cool with them. I was, like, fans of them.
Right.
Like, the other fans. Right. And I remember you guys were all sitting at your table. It was like you, Tiny Rage.
They gave us a table.
A table for like all the big super fans.
Sat there.
Yeah.
Right. And Rude Jude was at our table.
Fuck, dude.
Right. And then I think Slink Johnson was at our table for a second, but he went to smoke weed with everybody else, so they had to go to another section or whatever.
Yeah, and then there's that infamous fucking Dark Dick.
The
drawing of you guys
was somewhere around us, and he saw us, but we didn't know who he was. And then after this whole November 2nd thing was over, he drew an image of all of us.
It was like Bindu, Be Happy, Zig, yourself, Tiny Rage. I think maybe Grape Life, Sci-Fi, and maybe one other guy.
Was in there.
One other guy.
Crap! I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
he's
it's a white dude, I think.
It's a white dude. He travels in a bus. Yeah. And I think he's like he's married or something now. He's like in Thailand as like an English teacher or something.
Yeah, he was cool. He was wearing the Everyone is Doing Their Best DVDASA shirt. David Choe shirt. Yeah, I remember. I just don't remember his name. Shout out to you if you're listening. If you ever listen to this podcast.
Shouts out to you. I will find out your name. I still have him on the thing on the IG. Yeah. Yeah, the thing with IG, when I first started to the community of DVDAS fans, I am Changnesia. I am the masked one.
The masked one.
2 accounts. The reason why I have 2 accounts is the same reason why Sci-Fi is always going to be in a mask. He will never reveal his face.
Yeah.
Because there's too many crazy people out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
But then I decided to, like, I guess drop the thing, the whole facade. Like, I still have the 2 accounts, but, you know, I'm going by my DJ. Like, by trade, I'm a DJ. So I got my DJ Zobe 1 Instagram account. So yeah, like, you can catch me on there for, like, music and all kinds of weird random stuff, which is different from my Changnesia account, which is heavily more DVDASA, Mangchi, Asa, DB Weeby, like that world.
Yeah.
So I kind of like separated the 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say, dude? So basically, I met you in passing at the Artistically Diseased show, and funny enough, I got to meet the guy that won the Dragon contest, the Dragon Girl contest. Yeah, Dragon Girl contest. Yeah. He made a cardboard like replica of this painting that Dave did, where it's like a dragon and it's like a girl that's, I believe, like topless. His name's Sunny Coco.
So. Sunny Coco, yeah. Shouts out to Sunny Coco.
Yeah, Sunny Coco. He's from LA. That was cool. Speaking of that show, like, that's what really got me into DVDASA. So basically, I went there with my stepdad to that art show, and I just remember the gallery was really packed. I already met Critter.
And it's a tiny gallery.
It's a tiny gallery in the Fillmore.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a Critter shirt. I'm wearing my beanie. My signature look was my Soul Republic headphones from Dead Mouse collab. They were like orange color with like a design on it on the headband. And then I would be wearing a Critter t-shirt, my Pikachu backpack.
Yes.
A beanie. Yeah, I said beanie. And then I'd be wearing like blue jeans kind of with a Pikachu belt. And then I would be wearing like some Jordan 4s or what else was it? Like some Adidas.
Did you have those red Jordans?
Yeah, I have these all red Air Jordan 1s and all blue Air Jordan 1s. I would wear that sometimes. I remember wearing them to Mangchi concerts. I think like the first time we saw Mangchi, I was wearing those. But we'll talk about that in a second. But I just remember like I have this lengthy post, but basically it's like I'm in the gallery, I'm nervous. I'm like I've never met Dave, and I was like super hyped to see him because he wasn't there yet. His mom was there, and I took a photo with her. And then Critter came, and there were chicks there waiting for Critter. I like they were his friends or just hot, chicks. Like, a whole bunch of white girls waiting for Critter, and I just remember Critter walks in. He's double fisted. He has like 4 beers in his hand. He has like 2 in one hand and then like 1 open. And he walks in, and people are like, "Oh, Critter! Oh my God!" And then I see Critter, and I get all excited because Critter's like my favorite person on DVDASA. Like, I'm such a big fan. Like, I don't know what it is. Every time I see that dude, I just get so excited and happy. Like, I'm so gay for that guy. So he comes in, and then he's like, "Oh shit, you wearing my shirt?" And then we take a photo, and we're talking, and then I'm telling him like, "Man, Critter, I'm such a big fan of you on DVDASA. Like, you're my favorite person. That's part of the crew." And then we're just chopping it up, and then I'm talking about his artwork that he did. And then after that, Dave finally walks in, but I don't get to talk to him yet. He makes his way towards the end of the gallery. So basically, the gallery is really small, and there's 2 benches in the middle for people to sit in. So he makes his way towards the back end where there's a little closet in the bathroom. And then he's talking with his mom. So I'm still talking to Critter. Then we stop talking, and then I'm with my stepdad, and we're kind of near the front area of the gallery, near the windows. And then I'm just waiting, like, oh man, like, when am I gonna make my move to try and talk to Dave? And then all I remember is Dave's talking to his mom And then his mom points over to me, like she points in my direction, and I'm like, oh fuck, are they pointing at me? And then Dave starts, and oh yeah, key point, I lock eyes with Dave, like from across the room, and I'm like making eye contact with him, and I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh shit. And then his mom's talking to him, and then he finally starts walking over, pushing his way towards, because the gallery's completely packed. Like, right. That gallery can probably only fit, like, what do you think? Like 30 people, maybe? 40?
30, yeah.
30, 40? 30 or 40. Any more than 30, it's really cramped up in there.
Right. Yeah, I think I went in, there was like one rotation. Like they had to wait for some people to step out to smoke or drink.
Yeah, a lot of people were in the front smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, drinking beers, because they were giving out free beers from 4 Point. And then so Dave's walking across. We lock eyes, and then he's like, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" And I was like taken back. I was like, "Oh shit, Dave's asking to take a photo with me? Like, why me?" And then I remember he wraps his arm around me, and then I think it was my stepdad, or maybe it was Trevor. So there's an art gallery. What's the name for someone that's curator? Shout out to Trevor.
Yeah.
Shout
out to Trevor.
Yeah, from Upper Playground /
Upper Playground.
Yeah, 5024 SF Gallery. Rest in peace. It's not there any longer, but that was the best. But I think Trevor took that photo, and I took that photo with Dave, and he has his arm around me, and that was the first time that I met Dave, and that was like such a big impact on me. Like after that,
I was know who you were?
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe he did, but I don't know what his mom told him. But I just remember them chopping it up, and then she pointed over to me, and then he walked over, and we talked for a little bit, and I was just telling him, like, oh man, I'm such a big fan of your art, thumbs up, DVDASA, and then after that, I was just like, after he walked away, I was just like, oh shit, like, I was like, on cloud 9, dude, I was like shaking, I was like, oh shit, like, I gotta meet, like, one of my idols or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, we stuck around for a little bit, and then I went home. Yeah, I just remember, like, I wrote, like, this really long paragraph, not super long, maybe, like, 2 or 3 paragraphs on IG about DVDASA, or meeting David Choe, and then DVDASA reposted my post on DVDASA, and then that's when, I guess, my account blew up a little bit, and then that's when people started following me, because I just remember, like, I posted that on IG, and then I think that's when I blew up. I think, like, that's how probably how
the legend of Pikachu408.
Yeah, I think that's probably how Sci-Fi found out about me, because that's my first interaction with Dave, and that's when I was all about it. Yeah. And that was in 2014.
2014, like in that October-ish.
Well, I met Dave. Well, that art show was in March. That was March 8th.
Oh, March. Yeah.
And it was still Saga 1 happening for DVDASA.
Right. It hasn't rosebud yet.
It hasn't rosebudded.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the shit. That was like one of my most memorable moments, meeting Dave.
Right. Yo, you know who else was in that room too?
Who?
Shouts out to him. Polaroid J.
Yeah, Polaroid J. That's the homie. If
you don't know who Polaroid J is, go on Instagram, look him up.
Yes.
Because he's, I would say, I mean, to my knowledge, he's the original Polaroid photography picture taker on Instagram.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
He goes to different concerts, and then he gets backstage and gets pictures of different artists and performers. Yeah, he's the OG of that, I think. I don't know. There might be other people out there, but in my mind and he's the dude. Memory,
he's one of the dudes that I remember were like, you know, like one of the lessons I learned from DVDASA is just show up. When they had the Dark Dick episode for DVDASA, and when they were shitting on Yen, when Yen fucked up. Oh, remember that? And then they were just talking about like work advice. And it's just stuck to me ever since after that. Just show up. It doesn't have to relate to work. It could be anything in life. Just show up, because you never know what's going to happen. Whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that just stuck to me. But yeah, shout out to Polaroid J. He's the shit.
Yeah.
But going back, like,
yep.
I think that's probably what started off as me blowing up, I guess, as a fan of the show and people like recognizing me.
Yeah.
Because then after,
how crazy did it get? The recognition, man.
The recognition? Oh God, shut the fuck up. Fuck you, dude. I mean, after basically,
he doesn't like it.
Whatever.
It's too much.
Whatever, dude. I love it,
but he loves it. See.
But basically, after that, like, I started blowing up. Like, people started following me, and then a little after that, I would say, was it? I think it was next year. It was 2015. I'm pretty sure, when the 100th book signing happened with Asa.
Okay, that was that happened.
Wasn't that 2015? Because DVDASA was still happening. Right?
DVDA was still happening. I think the book. Okay, so
there was a book signing at the 100th.
Jane and Critter happened already, and then I think somewhere in between March and the fall.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's still all in the same year. It was all in that same year, 2014 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed out on that Asa signing. I had to get the signing later when she danced at Crazy Horse, and we went to that show.
Yeah. We can talk about that another time.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll get to hang on tight.
But fucking when I met Asa for the first time, it was at that book signing for her book.
Right. Yeah.
What is it called? It's not Dirty 30. It's called Insatiable.
Dirt. Huh?
No, Insatiable. Yeah, Insatiable. Her first book sign. I remember there's a YouTube clip on me on the 100s being interviewed. Shout out to Pornstar. He's the photographer who pulled me from the line and asked to take a photo of me. And I don't think he was taking video with someone else, but someone was taking videos, like interviewing the line, people waiting in line to see Asa. Because I was talking to Critter and Bill Poon in the line before Asa came. And then Pornstar took that photo of me where I'm posing, and I made my Critter team.
100s in
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I met Asa for the first time there, and I was so nervous because I was like, "Oh man, she's so fucking hot." And Asa's awesome. Like, she's such a good friend, a really good person. But basically, how I found out about DVDs, since I haven't talked about it, it was 2013, I want to say. So the way I found out about Instagram was I was still in high school, and everyone in my school had like iPhones, and I had a shitty Android phone. And I think it was an LG phone that I had. I think it was like an LG Motion or some shit. It was really old. But basically, I had that, and finally Instagram came out for Android. And I was on Instagram, and I'm just like following random people, trying to follow the cute girls from my high school. And then I stumbled upon Asa. And I was like, whoa, dude, she's so fucking hot and shit and beautiful. And then I'm just scrolling through her feed. I'm liking every photo. I'm like, damn, she's so fine. And then I see
Deep
this
dive.
And then I'm scrolling down, and then I see like a post, and it's like iTunes, and I think it was like Sam Harris. It was some other health podcast next to the thumbnail for DVDASA, and it was like,
oh, this was when they were going with the whole we're the #1 health podcast.
Yeah, #1 health podcast.
But they have nothing to do with health. But
it was like one time when they were like #1 on the charts. Yeah. So I see that and I see the post, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I'm looking at the post, and it's like DVDASA, and I'm like, weird. I guess I'll check it out. And it's like on YouTube. So I go to YouTube and I just type in DVDASA, and the first episode that got me hooked to DVDASA and changed my life was episode 49, Hong Kong Tijuana. Now that impact on that episode was huge on me, basically during that time I was super fucking depressed and very, very, what's it called, suicidal. Basically when I found DVDASA, I was really depressed and I wanted to kill myself. But basically I found that episode and it was basically right after Comic-Con. Dave and the whole gang go to Hong Kong. I think it was Comic-Con. I think. But they
were at Comic-Con.
They were at Comic-Con. And on episode 49, they have a guest. He's one of my favorite guests ever. His name's Hikaru.
Hikaru?
Yeah, Hikaru. And they go to Hong Kong, Tijuana. And it basically, if you don't know what Hong Kong, Tijuana is, it's a strip club.
It's a brothel.
It's a brothel, yeah. It's a brothel and fucking...
Yeah. With like a strip club in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go there and basically they just detail their shenanigans in Mexico. And then I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like to me, it was mind-blowing because the main people talking were all Asians. And I was like, whoa, I've never seen this before. I'm like, I didn't even know what a podcast was. Like, I knew what Joe Rogan was, and I would check that out. But prior to that, I didn't really listen to podcasts. And it just blew my mind. I was like, whoa, who are all these people talking? And they were talking about sex. They were talking about, like, life experiences. So I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, I've never seen anything. And all the stories were so interesting, and it got me hooked. And then I just remember, like, they brought up like this guy named Yoshi, because I didn't start off on episode 1. I started on episode 49, so I came a little late into the game, and I was like, who's Yoshi? I was like, damn, I gotta go back to episode 1 and find out who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah, and at that time you were still able to go back to find those early episodes, because later on things got a little dicey and a lot of episodes got deleted and stuff. That's a whole nother... Yeah, it got controversial. Let's just say all the sex talk went crazy.
It went crazy, yeah. Without a doubt. But that shit was, to me, man, that shit was the best. But basically, I really attribute Asa to being a really positive influence on my life, because I think without her, I would have never found out about David Choe or DVDASA. Like, I already knew who David Choe was kind of a little bit, because he blew up on Facebook and stuff. But really, prior to that, I didn't really know who he was. I saw his art, and I was like, oh, he's really cool. But then after Asa putting me onto DVDASA, that's what made me, like, become a really big fan. And it really... Like, DVDASA is, like, a really big part of, I guess, me as a fan. It really helped me. It really helped me meet all these cool people like yourself. It really helped me break out of my shell. Because prior to that, I was very depressed, suicidal, and then I was very, I guess, extroverted, and I was very afraid of...
You mean introverted?
Yeah, introverted, my bad. Extroverted, fucking up. But I was very afraid of meeting other people. Like, it took, like, if you guys don't know, it took me, like, so much to, like, meet all these people, like Alonzo himself, because speaking of the Snowman Monkey Barbecue book signing, I almost didn't go. None of my friends wanted to go with me. It was in San Francisco. They didn't want to take the Caltrain with me, and I had no one to go with me. And I was scared. I was like, oh man, what if, I don't want to go to the city by myself. I'm a small dude. If you don't already know, I'm like 5 feet tall. I'm super small. I'm a small little kid. So I was nervous. I was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to get fucked. I always thought people were going to fuck with me because I was small and stuff, or take advantage of me. But very last minute, my mom told me, she's like, you should just go. Like, and this is when, like, Uber just fucking came out. And my mom's like, just download the Uber app and I'll pay for your Uber. So I Ubered all the way from where I live, all the way to the city. And then that's when I got...
All the way to Upper Playground.
All the way up to Upper Playground. And then I remember I got online, and the line was already fucking long. Because I was nervous. I was like, you know what? I don't want to go. And this would be my second time ever meeting Dave. And then, that's when we met. Or when I met you for the first time.
In passing, yeah. That was probably the second time in passing, yeah.
But no.
Because the first time we were in the same room, we didn't know who we were yet.
No, but fucking that's when I was on Critter's shoulders on DVDASA. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Okay. What was I say? Yeah. So you reminded me of something.
What?
How I found out about DVDASA.
Okay.
Was, so I was going through it, kind of in this in between jobs, DJ thing, hermit thing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I was one of the few things that kept me going was like I was working on a blog with a homie from Japan. Mm-hmm. This blog called the Micro Giant.
Wasn't it Microscope Giant?
Microscopic Giant.
Yeah, Microscopic.
Yeah. So it's a blog. We're just like about music, arts, and cultures. From a friend that I met through DJing. Mm-hmm. I used to do like a lot of art gallery parties in like the mid 2000s. So he ended up getting married and moved to Japan. And so he hit me up and he was like, hey, I'm working on this blog. You want to contribute to some articles and stuff? So I was like, yeah, I ain't got really much going on. So I was doing that. So that's like one little connection I had to the outside world.
Damn.
And the second one was DVDASA. Because and how I stumbled upon it was Asa and then Dave. Like I knew about them, but separately. Like I didn't know they had a podcast. I was like in my horny little brain. I was like, I gotta find some like podcasts about porn or whatever, right?
You fucking sicko.
So there's like a few, but they're like serious radio, like some Playboy Channel type thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, I'm cool with that. And I kept looking, and then Asa's name popped up, and David's name popped up.
Oh,
and I was
fuck.
like, hey, I know about these two people. So I checked it out, and then, so when I found out about DVDASA, it was around the third episode.
Dang.
The third episode, yeah. So they already shot like 2 other ones already. So it's just the 3, and then I think their first guest, besides Yoshi, was like Mr. Cartoon and
Esteban and
Oria.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were the actual first like guests outside of that crew. So I caught on around the 3rd episode, and to this day, I still I one thing I regret was not downloading the second episode. Video.
No one has that shit.
No one has it. I have a collection of all of the stuff, even like the stream for November 2nd and some of that material. I have it, but that is the one video I don't have. And dude, at November 2nd, I asked around. I asked Eddie Kim. I even asked Bobby Trivia. They're like, yeah, we'll talk to somebody. I'll hit you up.
Yeah, because I think you even asked the producer. Shout out to the I met him too at the art show. Alex Taran or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, I asked Alex, and he was like, yeah, we'll look into it. I'll hit you up. Kind of gave me the code, gave me the runaround basically. So that thing is long and gone, but I have the audio. I have everything else, and then I have the audio.
You had the audio of episode 2?
I'd have that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was cool because those first 3 episodes, it was like they did like a split screen, right? But then the one screen was like Dave's art, and then like Asa's pussy and
the panty cam. Oh, that shit was the best. It was like
the panty cam, right? And then it had like slow motion capture of like Asa's pussy, and then a dildo going into it, and the dildo was like some old Japanese art engraving or something like that.
You're sick.
Pretty crazy. Yeah.
Oh man, DVDASA was so crazy.
It was ahead of its time. I don't think we'll ever see something like that again.
No, I don't think we'll ever see anything like that. Like for people who are like listening and like, what the fuck's DVDASA? It's kind of hard to explain. Like the things that they did on that podcast, I don't think anyone's ever going to be as open as they were on that podcast about their personal life.
They were revealing a lot about themselves, like things that could be career enders, and like to the point where like the different guests that they've had on the show, people were like, "Oh, I don't want that episode to be out," but they put it out anyways.
Yeah, like they regret talking about the stuff that they were opening up about.
Right. Yeah, and I think between me and there's another fan, Grape Life, and then there's like another guy. There's at least like 4 or 5 people that have like a majority of these episodes like backed up on a hard drive. And
damn, why are you exposing them? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just kidding.
Out of my goodness of my heart, I uploaded it up to the mega upload, and then people were all complaining and stuff like, why is it so slow, and do you have this one or that one? And I got to a point where I was just like, you know what, you don't deserve this, man. You don't deserve it. So it's gonna sit in my little hard drive.
Yo, I can't wait to post this on the DVDASA Reddit, and people are gonna be like, yo, can I get this episode?
No.
maybe
it's
guys.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, because in just sitting there and uploading like the 100. They were like what at 2? No, they were like at like 400 episodes or something like that. Some crazy number.
I don't know about that. I think maybe if you combine Saga 1 and 2, maybe. But Saga 1 wasn't even that, or Saga 2 wasn't even that long. I think. Actually, yeah, you're right. There are a lot of episodes.
They were long. It was long. It was like around the 400s, and then.
Yeah. I know for sure it's over 200.
Yep.
At least for video.
Yeah, for video.
I would remember like the photos they would use for each episode. But it's interesting. You were more of a listener, right? You listened to the audio. I was more of a listener. Like I just found it very therapeutic. Like everything that they were talking about, like some of the topics were relatable with the guests and stuff. Like I picked and choose what to take away from that podcast. Like it has definitely such a big impact on my life, because it really helped me get through a really, really tough time in my youth. And I'm still young, but
well, you're older now.
I'm older now, but
a little older.
Yeah,
dude. Whatever. When I met this guy, he was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
He barely could get into any clubs or
We'll
bars.
talk about that.
We'll talk about that. We'll touch on that. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
2014,
2013, yeah.
Yeah.
But fuck, what were we talking about? We were talking about the podcast, right? And how you found out about it. So like
how I found it.
Like what made you like keep listening? Like what was intriguing to you about the podcast?
The guests.
The guests.
I mean, initially, what kept the chemistry between Dave, Asa, and at the time Yoshi, like just that banter. I mean, it got kind of crazy to like when
at the very end,
Dave, at the very end of the relationship between Yoshi and Dave, when they were like at each other's throats.
Damn, I wonder who ate the chips. Nah, I'm just kidding.
The chip incident. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was super serious on that. But the guests, I think, like Esteban Oreo, Mr. Cartoon. Who else did they have on there? That was, the DJs. They had DJs on there. At one point,
they had DJ. They had 2 really big DJs.
Right. They're like big EDM guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember their names.
I forgot the names, but
they're 2 white dudes.
They were 2 white dudes. Mouse? No, not Dead Mouse.
No.
Skrillex? No, not Skrillex. Damn, but they're in that world like that when EDM was like at the height.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of, but at the height they had these 2 guys on there. Who else did they have? They had Slink Johnson. Slink Johnson.
Yo, shout out Slink. Fuck. Shout out
Slink Johnson.
No, shout out his cousin.
Jesus.
Shout out his cousin. Endo?
Oh, his cousin Endo. Yeah, that dude was
one of the most perverted dudes I've ever seen, and he's the fucking best.
Right. He was at November 2nd. He stuck his face into Anika Albright's ass.
Yeah.
Asshole. Like he had his. It was like there, me, Sci-Fi, and Binu had the front row seats to that show, man. That shit was crazy. We were like, damn, this fool's gonna get pink eye.
Bro, that fool don't give a fuck.
But he gives no fucks, man. No fucks. Yeah. Yeah. What else? There were some other what's the artist? James Jean. They have James Jean on the show. Bobby Trivia's favorite porn star, what was her name? Veruca James.
Yeah,
Veruca James. Yeah, she was cool. What's the other? Sasha Grey. Sasha Grey was on.
Yeah,
there.
I think some of the most memorable episodes for me would probably be any episode with Hikaru. Another thing that got me really hooked on DVDASA, which she has like the best fucking voice ever, is Zell, the girl from the UK.
Oh yeah, Zell.
The way she says massage. I can't even say it correctly. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. If you watch DVDASA and you know who Zell is, she's the fucking shit, dude.
She's like Chinese or Japanese or something like that.
Dude, I don't remember, but she was hot too, dude.
But she has a British accent.
Dude,
that was crazy.
That shit was dope.
Did that make you want to watch the video?
Yeah,
like you just want to see who the hell this is? Okay.
Dude, she was awesome. Yeah. I remember, dude, she's infamous because remember she did like the 5-hour blowjob? Remember that?
Yeah, she blurted that out. Like, one of the crazy things, all the crazy stuff they say on the podcast, like, she somehow blurted that out, and then...
That was fucking bad. That ruined her life a little bit.
It ruined her life because
did she lose her job or something?
Else at her work or whatever, they heard the story and they're like, "What the fuck?" And it became a thing. And then somehow she lost her job over DVDASA.
Dude,
the stuff that was being said
was fucking sick. Like, I remember, like, if you listen to, I think it's either Mangchi. I think it's Mangchi. They sample her. They use.
They did, yeah. The intro or something.
Or outro, one of the tracks where it's like raining and she's reading like this monologue that Dave or Bobby Trivia wrote. Remember, and it's like raining, and she's talking about like your lips on mine.
Mangchi is the band that Dave started with Steve Lee.
Yeah.
Stevie Weeby, Bobby Lee's little brother.
Yep, with Money Mark, Heather Leather,
Dylan.
They had two different singers. They had Cece and
Cece.
Who was the other singer? And Dylan's girlfriend.
And there you go.
Momo.
Yeah. Cece and Momo.
Are we forgetting anyone else? Oh, and Eddie Kim. Fuck, how could I forget Eddie Kim?
The DJ.
You can't
forget Eddie Kim.
Yeah, shout out him. I love that dude.
Shout outs to him, man. Yeah. Him and his lady.
Yeah. Good people.
Good people, yep.
But going back, so basically, after I met Alonzo for the first time at so I met Alonzo for the first time formally at Sam Flores' art show, December
at the Upper Playground. Gallery.
It's
December 16th.
December
6 or 7, yeah,
something like that.
2014.
Yeah, 2014. And oh man, that was a good show.
It's crazy because to do this episode, we were digging through our Instagram feeds and stuff, going back in time and just seeing all the old pictures and clips, and we were like, damn.
So I remember meeting you there. It was like something, a starry night. Fuck, what was it? I want to type it. I'll look it up on my phone, but it's
okay.
It was. Let's see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we used to go to a lot of the gallery shows at Upper Playground. It all started with this Instagram. He just texted me on there, DM me. I was like, "Hey, you want to go check out this art show?" I'm like, "Cool, sure." And then we met up. Yeah. While he's figuring out what the title is.
I think it was like a starry night. It doesn't matter. But basically, I met you there, and it was. I went there with my buddy David, but we don't have to talk about that. Shout out to him.
Your buddy?
But we met for the first time at the art show, and I remember we got to meet Sam Flores. It was opening night, which was cool.
Yep.
And I remember meeting you for the first time, and then you were just talking about how you're a DJ. And you have this blog, and I was like, wow, this guy... Because I was nervous, so that's why I brought my friend David, because I was like, fuck, dude, I'm going to actually meet another fan of DVDASA, because I was like, man, I don't know, dude, like... I don't know if they're good people. And
they wear masks, they tap random people on shoulders.
So, I meet Alonzo for the first time, he's telling me about all this music and stuff, and then I was like, oh, this guy's actually not bad, he's actually kind of cool. And then we took a bus after the art show to go to Golden Boy Pizza. Mm-hmm. And we got some pizza. Shout out that place. I love that place. Man, I can't wait for fucking coronavirus to be done. Yeah. Things will never get back to normal, but man, that was awesome. So basically, we link up, we go to the art show, then we get pizza, and then I was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then after that interaction of meeting Alonzo, he's like, hey man, you should join our WhatsApp group. Like, we have a WhatsApp group with all these other cool DVDASA fans. And I was like,
I told you about the WhatsApp group? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I remember later on, I asked Grape Life for an invite. I messaged him on IG.
That's right. I think I remember. Yeah, I told you about the group, and then I told you, you should hit up Grape Life to get the invite.
Yeah. So I got the invite, and then you want to talk about the WhatsApp group? Yeah, touch on it. Come on. Tell them who was in it.
WhatsApp group. So
this is important news, or this is
Is it? Okay, yeah. It is kind of important, yeah, because basically all the DVDASA fam, we had the direct the IG DM, but outside of that, we started a second messaging group on this WhatsApp, and it was Grape Life and this guy named Mark One that was kind of like spearheading that group. So we had two groups running at the same time simultaneously. I don't know why, but it just happened like that. And man, it was just so crazy in that group. Because there was like a lot of drama. There was this, at the time, like right now, there were some other members of that WhatsApp group. There was a girl. What was her name?
Dude, she I can't even remember now that I'm trying to think about her name. Well, yeah, I know who you're fucking talking about.
You know who we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
She kept drawing Aaliyah. I mean, I love Aaliyah.
Damn, you're about to shit on this girl? Damn.
But then she kept drawing fucking Aaliyah over and over and over again, and keep posting it to the group. And people are like, "I'm sick and tired of seeing Aaliyah. You doing."
Someone
Aaliyah
said that for real? This had to be before I joined.
Like Bindu or somebody like that. Somebody said something to her on that group, and then she got into like, basically no. I don't think anybody said that to her, but we kind of went around, like kind of like drop hints. Like, remember when Dave did the whole like
Gangster Bird?
Right? He was like, hey, you get good at drawing Gangster Bird. Was there anything else you can do? Like, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And expect, to progress. So we were kind of like we were kind of tossing that out, hyping that up in the group to see if she gets the hint to like stop doing that. But she kept going, and she kept not only the art stuff, but then she started complaining about her personal life, and we didn't want to like. It got to a point where we're like, we just don't want to hear it.
So you're like, damn, dude, anymore. I don't give a fuck.
Right. We're just like, and I think Mark One booted her from the group, if I remember correctly.
Damn.
Somehow she got booted off the group somehow. And then what other drama? There's another drama. Run Around Susie.
Oh, okay.
And Be Happy
over trivia. Yeah,
it was like over trivia because they wanted the
point.
They wanted the point. They wanted the crown or whatever, or B emoji. And it's like, no, B is for B, because B is Be Happy. That's her thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I remember. I was there.
Susie was like, no, I want the B or the crown B thing. I was like,
yeah, you're right. I remember because when I joined, it was right when they kicked out the Aaliyah drawing girl. No offense to you if you're listening. You're cool. But I remember, they kicked her out, and I just joined. And then I remember trivia was still happening on DVDASA, and Sci-Fi was doing his trivia. And then Be Happy and Run Around Susie were fighting over a fucking emoji. And I was like, yo, this shit's fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck? It's just an emoji.
Yeah. And then, what is it? And that drama never really got settled. So we actually had a fan meetup in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right. It was after the wedding. It was you, me.
After the wedding.
Yeah. It was you,
me.
It
was the second time that the show went off again, off the air.
Yeah.
Remember? And then Sci-Fi and me, we started doing, and Grape Life, we started doing the
DVDASA recap.
So we were interviewing everybody at the family meetup, the DVDASA family meetup in San Francisco. And so we're having a hard time getting everybody into one space, one spot, because Runaround Susie, and Dama, was with Broken Sketchbook, and they were in the other side of the city. They're somewhere else in the city, eating and stuff. And we're like, oh, we're downtown, we're over here, and we're trying to meet up. But they were like, I don't know what they were doing, but it took them hours just to meet us up.
Yeah, I remember because B came up from SoCal,
LA. Yep.
Yeah,
SoCal.
LA, to come see us. So I think it was you, me, Sci-Fi, B and B Happy together.
Right. We were downtown.
Yeah. And then we finally met Runaround Susie, Broken Sketchbook, Dama, and I think Mexican Zebra was there too.
Zebra.
Yeah. You remember Mexican Zebra? Yeah, that's an old name we haven't heard in a minute. She's from some Latin country. I can't remember which one.
Latin American country. Yeah, South America, Venezuela, something like that.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Damn, whatever happened to her?
Dude, I remember she went off the IG.
Right. There was a lot of people that like kind of disappeared from the fam group.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, just kind of lost touch. She's one of them. Yeah. Tiny Rage was another one. We don't know what happened to her. Some situation went down with like the Ruju podcast, which she was somehow a part of, and yeah, she just kind of disappeared.
Yeah,
but
she
anyways,
was cool.
Back to the story. This story. So yeah, it happened in real life. Like when the meetup, like there was tension between Be Happy and Around Susie.
I remember I chose a really bad fucking place to fucking eat because they made me choose. And normally I'm pretty good at choosing, decent places to eat. And I can't remember who it was. I think it was Runaround Susie because we were accommodating Runaround Susie, and she's like, "I love cheeseburgers" or some fucking dumb shit. So we had this.
Me the best burger spot.
Yeah,
and then you chose like the
some bougie,
bougie hipstery spot, right?
And it wasn't even that good, dude. There's way better spots. This is like, fuck.
I took her to. I think because before that meetup day, I think I met her up. And we went to the what is it? The Church of the Eight Wheels, the little roller skating thing in the city.
Oh yeah, that was your little cute little date.
I took her to Sam's Burger, right? You've had Sam's.
Yeah, you take him. Anthony Bourdain's been there.
Right, and then she was like, "Yeah, this is the." I was like, "What? How can you say that?"
Dude, I'm pretty sure isn't Anthony Bourdain's picture on the wall for that place even before he died? I remember because you took me there.
I think so.
And he has a picture with like the owner or whatever.
He has a picture and he was saying like who passed away too. They both are not with us. Yeah, but I was like, well, how can you? And that was like gave me a little like suspicion about her. Right, I was like, this chick is weird. And then the next day when we all tried to meet up, and she was like holding up the whole group to meet up, I was like, man, fuck this bitch. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I don't care. If she listens to this, dude.
Damn. Now you're good.
I'm putting it out there. I don't care. Smoke, come at me.
Damn. But I think the first time after the wedding we met up, I think it was you, me, Bindu, Sci-Fi Ruben, Banana Steve, and Dama and Broken Sketchbook. Because remember we met up.
We had another meetup.
Yes. That was the very, very first time before all of this. Right, it was like I met you. Then the wedding happened, and then we have that iconic photo of all of us together with I think it's the Bay Bridge in the background, not the San Francisco Bridge.
The Bay Bridge. Yeah.
And then I remember because we were smoking weed, and
you guys were smoking.
Yeah. I remember I was smoking weed with everyone, and I remember we were next to like these. This grouping of rocks and pillars next to a Safeway. And I remember
it was a park near I'm thinking LA. Not Cobb's, Punchline.
The Punchline, yeah.
Yeah.
Comedy Club. I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, because I can't remember what we did that day, but I know we ate at Golden Boy Pizza all together.
Right.
I think we went to see Chappie together. I think. Was that the same night? Remember we saw the Janwar movie?
So yeah. And then we walked through, and there was like some kind of pro-life rally.
Yeah.
And they had like an anti-abortion sign, and then we like I took a picture of it, and I made like Sean Bort when the DVDASA still had the app. The sticker app. Yeah. And that's how far back that was.
Yeah, and I remember I wrote something with like a Sharpie because Bindu and
did.
I can't remember what I wrote, dude. I would have to find that fucking photo. I wrote some dumb shit. And it was like Rape Life or something.
Wrote DVDS Rape Life.
Yeah. Because I remember Dama took a photo.
We don't want to get too controversial now.
I don't give a fuck. We didn't have to say that. But I remember that.
Wait, I called out Runaround Susie. I guess we can say this. All right.
But fucking that was a long time ago. I think that was still 2014 when Chappie came out. No,
2014.
Or early 2015. Early 2015. Because it had to be January or February when we all linked up. And because I remember it because we were talking about the Aaliyah girl from the WhatsApp group. Because we were all together and then we were talking about that drama. Right. And we were like, dude, that's fucking so stupid. You're fighting over a fucking emoji.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the end of the WhatsApp group, because eventually the WhatsApp group blew the fuck up. Like, it just too much drama. Something I don't know. So
I think it was
Mark 1, right? So this is like after the other meetup we had was that Hollywood Hills party.
Oh yeah, I think this is when Saga 1 ended.
Right, Saga 1 ended.
It's 4th of July.
4th of July, yeah. So after that event, Matt Spada was the person that got us to come out for that meetup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. So after that event, we came back. No.
We're missing something. We're missing something. Hold up. Let me go back.
Oh, we want to talk about it?
No. Yeah, I'll talk about. Hold up. Let's go back. So basically,
I'm jumping in.
Prior to meeting, like hanging out with everyone, because I met Alonzo. Then I was like, all right, I don't need my homies to always be there when I meet someone. So Alonzo was like my in to meeting all these other fans because I was nervous. I was like, all right, I trust Alonzo. I think he's cool, he's nice, he's not gonna take advantage of me. So that's how after November 2nd, when we went to go watch the Champion movie, that's when I got to meet Broken Sketchbook, Sci-Fi Ruben, and everyone formally for the first time. Because I remember we were all together, and then I was telling Dama, I'm like, hey. Dama and Marco, I was like, hey, congratulations on getting married. I'm so sorry I didn't go. And then I remember them telling me like, oh, you should have went. We would have gotten you in. And I was like, fuck. I should have fucking went. I was pissed. And then basically later on, after that, 4th of July happened, and Matt Spada, our good friend Matt Spada, was hosting a party in the Hollywood Hills.
Right.
And I was nervous because I was like, Matt Spada, like, he followed me on Instagram. He seemed cool. I was like, I don't know, it's some guy from Florida. I was like, seems nice. And then I just remember we're in this chat group on DVDASA, and he's like, hey, man, you should come to 4th of July. Like, you're invited. I'm a big fan. And I was like, okay, sure. And then Sci-Fi ended up not going, but because I think he couldn't get time off work.
Right.
And then you and me and Bindu, we all carpooled. And we went all the way from the Bay to LA. Yeah. And then that's when I met Matt Spada for the first time. I met
Tiny Rage.
I met her husband. I got to meet Sky and Steph for the first time. Shout out Lord Grimlock and Steph Not Beth.
And then the
Missing Animal.
Missing Animal.
What's his name? Davey, right? Davey. He was there with his Indian girlfriend or Indian friend.
That Indian girl. Friend.
Yeah.
Indian
friend. Yeah. And then what the fuck is his name? Oh my god, who's the other white guy that works in like Hollywood? What's his
The one that works in
fuck.
He was at the wedding.
He was at the wedding. Why can I not remember his name right now?
Oh, let me pull it up.
I always think that he knows Craig, dude. Like whenever coronavirus is done, I'm trying to link them up.
What's his name? I know who you're talking about. That he does all the
He does his movie reviews.
Special effects.
Brian.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jedi Master.
Jedi. Yeah, Jedi Master. Yeah.
Right.
Fuck, dude, this is so long ago. And I met B.
Yeah, B and
this would be my second time meeting B.
Yep, the second time. The first time was at that other meetup.
So, fun fact, because I met all these new people that I didn't know. So Be Happy was there, and she had weed brownies. And it's kind of contradictory because I was like, oh man, there's all these people I don't know. We're in the hills. Everyone's smoking weed, drinking, having a good time. And I don't even think I was 21. Was I?
No, you weren't 21.
Yeah, you're right. I was still 20.
Mangchi hasn't started yet. Because in Mangchi, then you were like getting close to that age. Like you're like 20 or something like that by Mangchi.
Oh, actually, I think that was the year.
Mangchi hasn't happened.
I think that was the year
before Mangchi.
Was it? Or I think that was the year Mangchi was gonna happen.
It was like later, like after the 4th of July, like a couple of months later, I think.
You're right. No, actually, no, you're right, because the year that we went to Mangchi, I wasn't even 20 yet, allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah, so you were still underage.
Oh yeah, it's the year before. You're right.
Yeah.
Whatever year we went to 4th of July, yeah, which was 2015. Right? Or am I fucking up? Whatever. It's cool. It's cool. Well, let's keep talking. But fucking, basically, I ate a whole bunch of weed brownies so I could pass out because I was so fucking. I had such bad anxiety with all these new people, and everyone was really cool and nice. But I was like, oh, this is too much. So I'm on the couch, and there's a big ass flat screen TV, and I'm eating brownies. And I'm like, yo, this is fucking good ass brownies. Like, what the fuck? These are delicious. But they're laced with weed, dude. And
did you know it was laced with weed?
I did, but I didn't give a fuck.
Okay.
So I ate like 3 brownies. Dude, if you're listening, B, you make the best weed brownies. Like, they were so fucking good.
Did you taste the weed?
I can't remember. It's been so long. But dude, I just remember everyone was clowning on me because I was like slumped. And I was like in a different zone, and I just remember I'm watching The fucking Rock, and I can't remember what movie it is, but it's like The Rock with fucking who's that fucking guy in Transformers, who has a burger shop?
Jason Statham.
No, the white guy. What's his name? Wahlberg from Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
It's when they're power lifters, and they make hella money or whatever. And they're doing drugs and shit. I just remember I'm watching The Rock in that movie, whatever the name of that movie is, and he's working out, and I'm fucking so high out of my mind. And I just remember like there's a balcony area, and Alonzo's DJing, and then in the kitchen area to the right is like Lord Grimlock and Jedi Master and everyone like pouring shots, and then on the other side of the balcony it's like Bindu and that other rapper from Binary Star. And
I know that.
And Tiny Rage.
Shouts out to him.
Yeah, and they're smoking weed and shit, and I was just fucking blasted. And then basically I pass out, and then I remember waking up, and I'm in the fucking room with Alonzo, because I remember moving myself to another couch in the room. That's a big room that Alonzo was staying in, and it was themed after Hunter S. Thompson. That room was fucking sick. Remember?
Yeah.
And I just remember like the bed that Alonzo was on, it was like all white blanket, white sheets, white pillows, and I guess Alonzo likes to sleep with the fucking blanket over his fucking head, because he had it over his fucking head, and I wake up, and I start having a panic attack, and I'm like, dude, where the fuck is everyone? It's so quiet, and I wake up, and it's basically like 6 a.m. I look at my phone, and I'm looking at the bed, and I'm like, did they leave me? Like, where is everyone? And I'm looking at my phone, and then I'm looking around, and I'm looking at the bed, and I'm like, dude, where did everyone go? And I'm walking around the house, and then I'm like, where is everyone? And then I finally go back, and then I see the bed move, and I'm like, is that Alonzo? And then, like, somehow, like, the blanket cover gets off of his head, and I'm like, oh, thank God he's still here. And then I go back to sleep. Dude, I was so nervous.
Right. Then you were, you're asleep, and then, forgot someone else was there too. Slash's brother, remember that?
Yeah, Ash. That was crazy.
Ash.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, he was like partying it up.
Like, what do you what do you remember from that party from 4th of July? Because I was not there for most of it.
I remember DJing. I remember, meeting Matt and Lydia, and just like they were like, like chill, like real cool people. Very welcoming. They were like, hey, just make yourselves at home, and they're like, oh, cool, you're gonna. They're trying to help me out, like figure out, because I was like, I just wanted to like DJ, and just like
kind of relax,
show off my little skills.
Yeah.
But then the bad part was like, I didn't really get to interact with everybody because I was like mixing and stuff, So I think like that's why like I was glad like not November. Well, their wedding was Matt and Lydia's wedding was on November 2nd.
Yeah, shout out to last year. Oh, you know what? I do remember this. I remember the fireworks. That was the best fucking fireworks I've seen ever. Almost.
Right. Because we're in the hills.
We're in the hills.
See LA.
Everyone from all the different hoods shooting out fireworks up in the air. And it was fucking a light show, dude. And then I passed out. And I didn't even drink at that party because I was nervous. So I just got fucking blasted and high. I didn't even have a beer or anything.
Yeah, so after the 4th of July, the WhatsApp group
basically
it just imploded on itself.
Yeah, Mark 1 removed everyone from the group.
Mark 1, he booted everybody off the thing. Now, before he booted off everybody, he posted a thing. Oh, he had like a picture of him and some shrooms. He was going to take some shrooms, so I guess he took the shrooms, and I guess he had a freak out or something, and he was like hella paranoid. He was like, yeah, they're coming for us, this and that, and he was like in his head just like freaking the fuck out and stuff, and then he just like started to boot everybody off the WhatsApp group.
For real?
Yeah, and then just shut everything down. And so then we all went back to DVDASA, IG, DM.
Yeah,
DM
it was
group.
like DVDASA fam.
Yeah.
That was the shit. Those were the days, man.
Yeah, they were. Too bad.
Too bad.
Yeah, like so that's one of the ways that we were communicating as a fan. We had our little WhatsApp group, and then we had the DM group in the IG.
I found it, bro. It was
what?
Yeah. 2015 is when 4th of July happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's right. I wasn't even a strip club DJ yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the post right now. I found it when we're taking that big group photo and we're at the balcony area. Yeah, in the patio. Right. Fuck, I'm seeing it right now. Holy shit, those were the days. Oh yeah, I remember. I just turned 20. That year.
Right, and then the following later on when Mangchi started,
it was before July, and I was still allegedly 20.
You're still 20. Yep.
Yeah. Fucking shit. Yeah. You're right. Holy crap.
Yeah, those were the days, man. Like, it was just we met. I can't believe it, but we met over a freaking podcast. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, before the DVDASA, I never met anybody online.
Yeah, like, let me stress this. This is when, like, IG first came out. It blew up. And then I was listening to DVDASA. And then I met Alonzo. Like, I've met a couple people from IG. Like besides Alonzo, I met Banana. Like, besides you, the other person that I met from the Bay would be Banana Steve. And I met him with my...
Steve?
Yeah, Banana Steve and Kitty from San Francisco. Shout out them. Fucking, they're the only other people besides Alonzo that I met through IG. And I just remember, I believe Banana Steve reached out to me first on IG. He was like, hey, let's meet up.
Okay.
And then we met at the Metreon. Right? Is it the Metreon? Right, Metreon has a food court in it, right? Is that still it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Did you... I wasn't there when you met him.
No, you weren't there when I met him. Because I was there with Paulo and JR.
And then you guys went to Upper Playground, something like that, right?
Yeah, you're right. This is all... I think it was still 2015.
And then he bought you a bunch of DVDASA or...
No.
Upper
He had... It's when DVDASA shop opened up for the second time. So this is after November 2nd. Because... He gifted me some DVDASA shirts. It was like everyone's doing their best. Critter, where it's just like on him on the side of the shirt, like in nature or whatever, or some shit.
And then there was like a American flag one.
Yeah. And then I think I bought it myself. The Yoshi one. Okay. I love Yoshi. Or not Yoshi. Not Yoshi. Hikaru Power Check, where it's a Japanese flag on the back. Yeah. But fucking basically, I was just really nervous meeting people. I always thought people. I mean, like straight up, I thought Banana Steve was gonna take advantage of me and like do something bad. So that's why I brought my two homies with me to meet him. And he turned it out to be an alright dude. You know, what the fuck were we talking about? We were talking about the WhatsApp group and DVDASA, but basically,
right? It blew up. It just ended.
But basically,
Mark
like
one canceled it and kicked us all out. So we went back to the IG group. Yeah. And
I'm sorry, everyone, if it seems like we're like jumping from place to place, but it has to be.
Or
like
going backwards and forwards. But it's been a while. It's been at least like what? 6 years, 7 years or something like that, right? 5, 6 years, somewhere right like that. So we're kind of going through my memory. I'm a little older than Pikachu, so my memory is a little foggy, but we're kind of refreshing each other right now. But yeah, it was like Pikachu was saying, like, I don't know. I mean, I never met too many people off the internet up until DVDASA. And I don't plan on doing that at all.
Oh yeah, dude. So wait, I met you.
You guys are the first and last group of people.
No. Hold up. I'm looking at my IG. So I met you first, and then at the very end of the year, I met Banana Steve too in December as well, because I met you basically like 2 weeks prior to me meeting Banana Steve.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it right now on my IG when I met Steve, and it's
when
like
you met,
and it's like December like 26, 28 when I posted it according to my IG. Because November 2nd happened, and then there was still Billy Bob Crit Show happening too.
Oh yeah, that's right, Billy Bob Crit. That's the side project with Bobby Trivia, Critter, and the Whore Transporter.
Yeah, Bill Poon. I love you, Bill Poon.
Shouts out to Bill Poon.
He had one of the best blogs too. The Poon Report.
Poon Report.
Yeah, dude. I'm looking back, so it's like October 20 something when I got my book signed, the Snowman Monkey Barbecue, because I was one of the select few that actually pre-ordered the Snowman Monkey Barbecue like collection, and so basically I got wood box, right? I got this wooden box with this like laser engraving of the Dragon Girl that David Choe did a painting of, but it's like engraved like laser etched into this wooden box that keeps the book, which is really cool. And oh dude, I just remembered, sorry for jumping everywhere, but I remember when I met Dave for the second time there, Dave gave me $100 bill, which was fucking crazy. So I waited in line.
Oh yeah.
After initially meeting everybody, and then for the first time when I'm waiting in line, I get my book signed. And what Dave wrote in my book was, to Arthur, get some sleep. And then he drew Amunko and Dave Choe. Because back in the day, I was so obsessed. Like, I would have it on my phone for Twitter, post notification whenever Dave or Asa or DVDASA would tweet anything. And it'd be like 2 or 3 in the fucking morning. And I'd be like, my phone would vibrate and be like, oh shit, I gotta repost it. So I gotta like and retweet every fucking post.
That's right. The running joke was you were always on it.
Yeah, I was always on it.
You always were one of the first people to like one of their posts or something.
Yeah. Like the post and comment. I was such a fucking fan of it, and I'm not gonna deny it, man. Like, that was my shit. I love that fucking shit, man. Fuck yeah, you're right. And then he also came out with the Ranch Solo series during that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was just like him recording at Big Bear somewhere that period when he kind of was like in isolation. Dude, that means Dave is like, he's well equipped for this time period.
Oh yeah. Quarantine. Dude, so I met also like in May. That's crazy. I'm looking back.
The first time?
Yeah, so like in April, that's when like Asa's like So I met.
So you met Asa before Dave?
No.
Right?
I met no. So I met Dave first in March,
right?
And then I met Asa. Yeah, because March 8th is when I met Dave for the first time, and then I met Asa in May.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy. Fuck.
We're just going down memory lane.
Holy shit! Yeah, I'm looking back, and then
I'm glad Instagram was there to for us to document some of these moments.
Dude, holy shit! Yeah, this is all 2014. And then Mangchi came out 2015. Dude, okay, we did see Mangchi, dude, before my birthday.
Right.
So 2015 is when I turned.
Were 20.
Because in May was when sorry, I'm tripping out. What am I saying? No, sorry. No, we saw Mangchi in May, dude, of 2015.
That sounds about right. It was like sometime
so
in
basically,
spring.
2014 was November 2nd.
And in 2015...
That's when Mangchi came. That's how long it's been, bro. Holy shit, because I'm looking at the post. I see it on... And that's... Yeah, holy shit, that's crazy. So, speaking of, just show up. Basically, I wasn't 21, allegedly. when Mangchi was in town in the Bay Area, and this is after I initially met everyone, like our core group of people, and Mangchi came to town. I don't remember the exact date, but it's before 4th of July. Because, yeah, dude, you're right. I'm right. So we met at the Mangchi show, at Elbow Room.
That was the first show, yep.
Yeah. And then the other one was in San Jose at the Ritz.
Yeah.
So basically, backstory to this, I allegedly, I show up super early to the venue for Elbow Room, and somehow, allegedly, no one was carding, so I sat down, and then I was with Kitty, and then Kitty ordered a drink. And then I remember I planned this whole thing for everyone to eat. Because I remember we were all together, like our whole fam. Like I was so pumped to finally meet everyone. It was like Mexican Zebra. I think Andrew Sato was there.
He formerly Head Crumbs.
Yeah, Head Crumbs. Yeah, Head Crumbs was there. That guy that makes suits was there. I think he made Critter's suit. What was his name? You know who the fuck I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but I can't remember his fucking name.
Yeah.
But he was there. So
the guy, he does Tilden Shop?
Yeah, Tilden Swinton. No, that's the actress. But Tilden Shop or some shit. Yeah. Tilden something.
Yeah, he's like in the East Bay. He makes like, he's like a designer.
Yeah, he made Critter's suit. That fucking Salio threw cake at.
No, I don't have the Rona.
I know.
We've been talking for a while.
So. But dude, fucking...
Yeah.
I remember that. So basically, guys,
that was 2015.
Yeah, the lesson I took from DVDs was just show up. You never know what is going to happen, good or bad. So basically, I show up really early, and then I plan this big dinner with all of the fam to go eat. And then they're like, come on, Arthur, just go. We'll get you in later. But then I was like... most people didn't know I wasn't 21, allegedly. So... I'm waiting, and I'm with her with Kitty, and then I'm like, hey, I don't want to leave. And she's like, come on, it'll be fun. But I'm like, if I leave this table right now, I'm not going to be able to get in. And I won't be able to see my favorite band. And I was so nervous. But basically, and I didn't eat. By the way, back in the day, and I still kind of do, I kind of have like an eating problem or eating disorder. And I only eat like one meal a day. Like right now, I haven't eaten anything. Right now. Like I have food waiting for me to eat. I have some Filipino food that my mom got for me. But I haven't had like a legit meal today since yesterday. And the last time I had a meal was yesterday, maybe like 8 p.m. Right now where I'm at, it's 12:07.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sick. I mean, I'll have water and shit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm weirdo. I'm trying to fix that shit. But going back to it, I was so nervous. So I just told Kitty, like, hey, like, if I'm going to get into this fucking show, we're going to have to wait here. So I remember, and I always, like, if you know me, I show up to shit hella early. If it's anything DVDASA or David Choe related, I'm like, show up early, you never know what's going to happen. So I showed up early and we got there like fucking 5. And guess what? The doors didn't fucking open till like 9 p.m. So I'm sitting there and I had my portable charger. I remember I was using Bindu's portable charger. It was like this orange portable charger. And it was all nice. It had like a cord for Android and iPhone. And they were just like, all right, just chill out here. And I had my Pikachu backpack. I had my Critter shirt. And I think I had a Mongshi beanie too. At that time. Or no. I had a red Upper Playground beanie.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite fucking beanies ever. Like, my signature look would either be that one or this grayish, like, marble one. And then the Critter shirt, my headphones, Pikachu backpack. And then I remember I was wearing my all red Air Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
Dude. And then, so basically, we're waiting from, like, 4 p.m. to fucking 9 p.m. And they're finally getting everything... like it's the whole elbow room was packed because there's 2 levels. The venue where artists perform are on the second level, was just a bar,
and then the top was the concert.
Yeah, it's completely fucking packed. Now I don't want to get any people in trouble, so I'm just gonna say, allegedly, some people.
Well, the venues changed. They changed hands now, so no one's gonna. Yeah, you're good.
I mean, if you're a fan, you'll be able to mark out who I'm going to sing next, but I don't want to get them in trouble. But allegedly, so it's fully packed. All the homies are back from eating, and I'm fucking nervous. I'm sweating. I'm like, oh, man, what if they allegedly ID me? I won't be able to fucking get into this fucking concert. And I'm like, fuck. I was, like, ready to go home and be like, all right, I'm going to Uber home, guys. Like, this is too much. But then I was like, no, I can't bitch out. I can't fucking bitch out. And everyone's like, hey, everything's going to be fine. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. And then someone, I'm not going to say who, they messaged me and they're like, hey, we got you. Then they grab me and they push me through the crowd of people all the way to the front line. Because basically, there's kind of like this gated, like, I don't know if it was like a fence-like door.
It was like a side door that leads up to the
stairs. Because basically, there would be tables. And then adjacent to it was like the stairs that go all the way up. And then there's like basically there's a guy like checking tickets and IDing people again. Because there's a guy IDing the door too. So I was nervous. But then basically this guy, I'm not going to say who it is, he pushes me through the sea of people. And then our whole group's like already waiting in line. And they see me. And then they see the person that I'm with. And they're like, oh shit, it's Pikachu. And then I'm moving through the crowd of people. And then... I'm with these 2 people who will not be named, and then this white guy, I remember he's wearing like a Hawaiian shirt. He's sitting down, he has like a list, and then they're saying who they are, right? And then the guy's like, what's your name? And then I'm like, I say my name, and I'm nervous because these people got me on this list, and then I'm part of like the band helpers or whatever. Like what's the band helper called again?
You're one of the roadies.
Yeah, like a roadie kind of. So I see my name on there, and then the guy's like, "What's your name?" And then he sees my name. He looks at me for a bit, and I'm like, "Fuck! Please don't ask for my ID," because I can't stress this enough. I look so young back then. I still kind of do, but like back then, I legit looked like a little kid, right?
Yeah, you did.
So fucking. I get this wristband on my hand, and he's like, "You're good to go." And then I just remember, like, I'm like, "Oh my god, I got it!" And then we're walking up the stairs, right? And then I get up there, and then the two people I'm with, they're like, "Hey, we got you in." And I was like, "Yes!" And then I gave them a hug, and I was like, "Thank you so much." And then they're like, "Yeah, man, fucking enjoy the show." And I was like, "Yeah, this is the fucking shit, dude." Fuck, dude, that was the best. And then that show, like, I love that show. That's one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. It was insane. Fully packed, like, legit, over capacity packed. And because I showed up early, I was like, I'm a small ass dude. I'm not gonna be able to see over all these people in front of me. They're way taller than me. I gotta be front fucking row. So I got my little soda, and then I placed myself front fucking row, right in the front stage. And like they had opening acts. I was like, I'm not moving. I don't give a fuck. Like, I need to be front row. And basically, me and all the fam, we got all together. It was me, you, Banana Steve, Kitty, Marco, Dama.
Wait, I wasn't. This is the first show.
This is the first show. Yeah. So you in the back. You're in the back chilling. You're chilling out with. You're chilling out with. I think Bobby Trivia or whoever. No.
Yeah, there was Bobby Trivia, and then that Dandy Automator was somewhere back there too.
Yeah. Because I remember you were like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna chill in the back." And then I remember Bindu was making.
Be part of the mosh pit.
I remember Bindu was making trips back to like the bar, and he was buying drinks for Bobby Trivia and Critter.
Right. Yeah.
So then, dude, that show was intense. Basically, Sci-Fi Ruben and Bindu and Banana Steve.
Sci-Fi wasn't at the first.
Yeah, he was.
You're mixing. No, because then Mangchi performed at Elbow Room twice.
Yeah, you're right.
That first time.
Was he not
and then
there?
There was that second time.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm confusing the two.
Yeah,
you sure he wasn't there?
The two. He wasn't. Sci-Fi was at the second time.
Yeah, you're right. Basically, fucking, it was Bindu, Banana Steve.
Dama.
No, there was another person protecting me. Remember? Because of the
Marco.
No, yeah. Okay, yeah. It was Marco. Dude, yeah, that was crazy. There was a fight. Dude, holy shit, I remember this right now. Fucking these
Dama
two
versus some random girls.
Yeah, these two Latina chicks tried fighting Dama because Marco was given a gift to Dave that he drew, and they were talking shit to Dama, and they were trying to hit on Marco, I believe, and they're like, "Hey, why are you with that girl? Like, she's ugly or some shit." And I just remember, like, Dama threw water on them, and then they were fighting.
She's like, "Don't touch my man."
She's like, "Don't touch my fucking man." And I was like, "Oh, shit." And then I remember we had to, like, escort Dama out, and Brogan Sketchbook grabbed her. And this is at the end of the show. Prior to it, we were fucking raging hard. Like, that's... Like, I remember fucking Ninja from Diantward jumped out, and he grabbed... He was hanging on the rafters or pipes, and then like one of them kind of broke, and like water
up all the wires,
and then water was spraying all over everyone, and then the band was going fucking hard, and then those two Latina chicks, they were trying to like, they were elbowing me in the fucking face, like people were trying to mosh, and they elbowed me in the face like 4 to 5 times, and then I remember Kitty like pushed her way forward like next to me to protect me. And then I remember that one time, or there's one point, there's this big, tall, white dude. You know who I'm fucking talking about.
I think, he jumped off, right?
Oh, was that?
No, like stage diving?
That was the second time you were there, no, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, we're mixing it up. But he was there both times. There was a
lot of white people.
No, remember tall, big white dude? He was wearing army boots. He was there both times for Monkey shows. So basically, he would push his way. Like, the crazy thing is, I'm there front row. I'm sweaty as fuck. And all these people would push their way through, break the little defense that Bindu and Steve had, and jump on stage and literally just jump backwards. And then their feet would hit people's faces. They hit mine. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And fucking... Oh my god, that was insane.
Yeah, it was, man.
When Ninja came out, the crowd lost it. And then... Holy shit, dude. Oh! Yeah. And that's, speaking of Steve, a.k.a. Stevie Weeby, of the Stevie Weeby show, prior to that, because I show up early, I went to Upper Playground really early, and I remember like you just linked up with us. It was you, and then I was with Banana Steve and Kitty. This is before we linked up with everyone else. Right. And Money Mark, Ninja, and everyone. They were across the street, and they were eating at that breakfast spot that's no longer there, and now it's a ramen spot. You know what I'm talking about?
Squat and Gobble.
Yeah, that's Squat and Gobble. Yeah. So prior to that, I showed up, like, I had a feeling, I'm like, hey, they might be at Upper Playground, guys. Let's go check. And this is hella early. This is like 2 p.m. And lo and behold, Hella Leather's there, fucking the whole band. And I'm there, and I see Steve, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Steve Lee. And I'm in his Clash of Clans clan. Yeah, there's a video, like, I'll upload it to our YouTube channel of me meeting Steve for the first time. And there's video, and I'm talking to Steve, and I'm like, oh my god. And Steve's like, oh, let me see your deck. He's like, oh, cool, you got level 7 walls. Oh, that's cool. And I remember I was like holding up Steve from leaving, and everyone was like, hey Steve, we gotta go. And Steve's like, oh no, I gotta check this out. And I'm showing Steve my Clash of Clans like defense. Shout out the Comedy Store. That was the name of our clan that Steve and Bobby Lee created. And I remember that happened, and then I know I'm jumping all over the place. Going back to the Elbow Room, after the show ended, we're leaving, and I remember I actually did kind of do some roadie work. I was bringing down like a drum set or something with Heather Leather, and Heather Leather was going down the steps as well.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah, I was there.
And this is fucking crazy. Like, this reminded me why I'm always nervous to fucking meet fans and shit. But basically, we're walking down the steps, and I'm kind of like side by side, but behind Heather Leather, and we're just talking about music and stuff. And this Asian kid runs down the steps. And
Bobby Asian guy.
Yeah, and did he grab her tits or her ass?
He grabbed her tits.
Yeah. He grabbed her tits, like full on grab, like
two hands.
Two hands and like squeeze, and then try to run down. And I was like flabbergasted. I was like, "What the fuck?"
She was too. Look at her face. She was like, "What the fuck?"
She's like,
happened?
"Yeah, what the fuck just happened?"
And she was like, "What the fuck? You don't,
She's like, "You don't do that." Like, and then I think Money Mark chased after him. Money Mark was a little bit in front of us, and then he saw what happened, and then the guy tried running out of Elbow Room. He got past the door, and then Money Mark ran and grabbed him, and then Critter, and then I remember we're next to like the van, and I think Dave's brother was there, his younger brother, and then we're there, and then they bring him back, and they're like, apologize right now. And I remember all of our fam were all there, and we saw like they were like waiting to see what's happening. Like, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like I have this like one of the drum sets or whatever, and I'm like, oh fuck, are they about to jump this kid and beat him up? And then Money Mark's like, hey, that shit's not cool. Apologize to like Heather Leather. And then like they forced him to say sorry, because I can't remember what Money Mark said, but he was like, if you don't fucking like genuinely say sorry, we're gonna fuck you up right now. That was crazy. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
And then
Money Mark doesn't play, man.
Yeah, Money Mark don't play, dude. That shit was crazy. And then speaking of that show, that's how I met. Shout out to Ryan, aka Wabi Sabi or whatever on Instagram. You know Ryan. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've met him before. Yeah.
I love that kid. I love that dude. So I met him right after that, and that's how we became friends. And he joined our Clash of Clans. He went by the name of Ryan, but his name's Ryan. It's a Chinese cat. He's the shit. And then I know that's off tangent.
He was in that area.
He went to the show.
No, I know he went to the show, but like he was around like,
that era.
Heather Leather got touched.
Yeah, because he was walking down, and then he approached me. He's like, "Hey, you're Pikachu," and I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
In the middle of all this chaos.
Yeah, at the end.
He's like, "Hey, you're Pikachu."
Yeah, you're Pikachu. I follow you on Instagram. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, can I join the Clash of Clans clan?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Look up the Comedy Store." And then that's how we became friends. And then we've been friends ever since. Like, I've been playing Animal Crossing with him right now. Shout out Ryan, man. I love that dude. But fucking yeah, dude, that was a crazy night.
That was.
And then the next night was crazy too. Speaking of just show up. So we're in San Jose. They're like, my my hometown area. And once again, I'm hella nervous about going to the show. A lot of the people that went weren't able to go to the second show, and it was at the Ritz, and it was just only me, Alonzo, Banana Steve. I don't think Kitty was. I don't think Kitty went. Did she go? I think she couldn't go that time.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, but maybe she was there.
Get out.
And then Marco, and then Dama. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys, if I always like repeating people's names, but I have to say it. And then basically, we ate at this like hoagie steakhouse place. I think it's still there in San Jose.
Yeah.
And I got this Korean hoagie, whatever, cheesesteak. And then I remember just showing up super fucking early to the venue, and then I was chopping it up with the security guard, this big ass black dude. He's like, I don't know, he looked like he was 6'5". Yeah, we were just there, just checking, and we're chopping it up, and he's like, oh, okay, cool t-shirt and stuff, and I was like, oh, thanks. And then I was just telling him how passionate I am about the band and stuff. And he's like, oh, that's hella cool, dude. He's like, well, hope to see you later on in the show. And I'm like, yeah, man. And then we run into a couple other people. And then basically, like, the show's about to start. They're starting to let people into the venue. And I have a panic attack. I'm having, like, so much anxiety. And
because we don't know if you can get in.
And I don't know if I can get in. Because I'm not going to name who it is. But he said, I'll put you on the list, but
no guarantees.
No guarantees. And they were carding.
Yeah.
And I was so nervous. Literally, it's like Dama and everyone's like, hey, don't leave Arthur. Like, I had my phone out. I had the Uber app open. I was typing in my address. I was like, hey, guys, you guys enjoy the show. I know you guys are going to have a good time. I should just be happy that I saw Mongchi once. You guys enjoy the rest of the show. I'm going to go home. And then you guys are like, no, you gotta go. They're like, just go. Remember what Dave said, just show up.
Just stick around, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
And the worst they can do is take your ID or whatever.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, guys. Like, right. I was like, I think one show's good enough, guys. And then they're like, no, you gotta go. And I was like, yeah, you guys are right. Like, so I'm waiting in line. Half of our group's already inside. I'm nervous as shit. And thankfully, that big black dude who I was chopping it up with, we talked to him for like a good 30 minutes like way early when I showed up early, and we were talking about music and stuff, and then the venue, and he was asking us questions about the band. He sees me in line. I'm nervous as shit. And I have my ID in my hand, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna fucking see, dude. And then he looks at my ID, and he's looking at me, and he stares for a good 2 minutes. He's looking at my ID, he's looking at me, he's looking back and forth. And then he hands it back to me, and I'm nervous. I was like, oh shit, man. Like, what the fuck? And then I get to the fucking... So I guess, like, in my mind, not in my mind, but I'm like... In my mind, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm okay. He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And he's like... He has, like, Hawkeyes on me or whatever. Then I make my way to the little, like, booth, and then that guy's like, do you have your ticket? And I'm like, and it's so weird saying, oh, I'm on the list, you know, like I'm on the guest list or whatever. So then I say that, and then he says, he says my name, and he gives me like a little stamp and a wristband. He's like, you're good to go. I was like, okay. I get into the venue, and I'm sweating. I'm like, oh my God, I'm inside. And then someone recognizes me. Shout out Ron. I can't remember this Filipino cat. I can't remember his name on Instagram right now, but I immediately go in and he's like, hey, you're Pikachu408, right? I was like, oh, yeah. Hey, and he's like, immediately, he's like, hey, want me to buy you a drink? An alcoholic beverage. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it that schoolboy?
Yeah, schoolboy something. Schoolboy something. Yeah. He immediately asks me...
to schoolboy.
He immediately asks me to buy me an alcoholic beverage, and I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm okay. So I'm in the venue. Basically, like 15 minutes later, the big black guy approaches me, and he pulls me aside, and he's like, hey, man, I saw your ID. I know you're not 21, and I'm going to have my eyes on you and some other people, but I'm letting you know right now, if I see you with an alcoholic beverage, we're kicking you out. And then I was like, hey, man, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Like, you don't understand how much it means to me to be able to see my favorite band. And he's like, nah, I feel for you, bro, but I'm just letting you know, if you have an alcoholic beverage, I'm kicking you out. And I was like, thanks, man. you're a real one. And then I got in, dude. And that show was awesome. It wasn't as crazy as the Elbow Room. It was a very intimate show.
It was intimate, but the room was more. It was a little bit more spacier than Elbow Room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was more
like a small concert hall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, and prior to that, I remember we were outside and Steve made a sign. It was 82.3.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a sound bit in from one of the episodes where they're like, "Hey Steve," they're like, "Hey Steve, how are you feeling?
How satisfied
are you with life right now?" And he's like, 82.3. And I was like, "Holy shit, that's so funny! What a random ass number!" And then I remember we made Steve made this little sign. And then he like spray painted 82.3, and that was the shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Good times, man. Good times.
Holy shit.
Just always show up, right? That was the lesson from that.
Just always show up. Ever since like after those 2 initial box shows that I went to, I just like instilled it into my life, and even just spreading it to my homies whenever they're, either going on a date or just anything in life. I'm just like, just show up. You never know what's gonna happen, like good or bad, and you don't want to like live your life with like regret and fear and like in regret. You know what I'm saying? Like I always regret not going to the wedding.
The November 2nd.
Yeah, I should have been there.
You made it up.
I made it up
to the Matt Spada wedding. Matt and Lydia.
Yeah, that was
a dope wedding, man. I mean, for the both of us, that was like the first time.
We really got to hang out.
We got to hang out, and like we were travel on a plane together, and just being on another coast of the States. Like I've never been to that side.
Yeah, dude, that was a trip. US, going to fucking Florida. We tried Gator. Yeah. We tried
Gator nuggets.
What was the it's not a guppo, or what is it? It starts with a G.
Gumbo.
No, not gumbo. Not besides gumbo, guppies or something. It was a different kind of fish. Remember?
Gator.
No. Fuck, man. Remember coming
that was at that New Orleans restaurant, right?
Yeah, with the guy who's doing magic tricks and shit.
The owner does magic tricks. Yo, he came up to tables and he does magic tricks.
Dude, I can't remember the name.
Forgot the name, but it was some kind of like Louisiana
styled restaurant
food. But it was in Florida.
Yeah, that shit was good.
In like middle of nowhere, Homosassa.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I told my boss who's from Florida, and he was like, "I've never heard of that place, man. You were in the boonies."
Yeah, we were in the boonies, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I saw like a Confederate flag. I was like, oh shit.
We're like, where the fuck are we right now? There's like Trump supporters and shit. And I was like, yo, like, because I remember we took the Uber, remember? From the fucking airport.
We did.
And our Uber driver.
We were able to take an Uber from Tampa airport to Homosassa, but when we left after the wedding, we weren't able to catch a ride out of there. We had to get a local taxi.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a taxi like the yellow cab. It was like some dude's
car, SUV
van. Yeah.
Yeah. I was panicking, dude. We were like, fuck, dude.
Right.
And everyone we knew was fucking asleep.
Right. Everybody was asleep.
Because we had that big dinner with Matt. And we were like, fuck, dude. It's like 1 in the morning, and we were like, we're talking to like the worker dude at the hotel front desk, and he's like, here's some numbers, you can call them, maybe they'll give you a ride. And I was like, fuck, dude.
Right, we're just going down the list, and then we hit the one with the old man. The old man that was like, at first he was like, I drive for a famous person or something, like this is like my retirement area.
Yeah,
like,
it was some artist, dude. What is he?
No, it was a famous actor. I think it was Al Pacino, he was saying.
I don't know. We don't know if that's true. Yeah,
but he didn't want to say. He's like, that's what I do. I go out to West Coast and I help him move things around right now. He's making a movie or something like that. He was making a movie. Remember that movie?
The Irishman.
The Irishman, yeah, he was alluding to that.
Yeah, I don't know if that shit was true, but he's a nice guy. Yeah,
I don't know too, but you never know.
Thank God for him.
Right, because he saved us from missing our flight.
I know, dude. That would have been all fucking bad.
Bad, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we you didn't miss that wedding.
But to bring everything,
I almost missed that wedding.
Yeah, I had to push you, dude. You were like, oh, I don't want to go, man.
I don't know.
I'm going to Vietnam, and I just came back from Paris, and thankfully you went.
Globe trekking. I did. Good thing I did. Yeah. Good times. Yep. Always show up.
Oh, just always show up. You never fucking know.
And everything always works out.
Yeah, everything always works out. Yeah. Dude, basically, guys, that's how I came up with that motto. Basically, the meaning to our this podcast and that saying that I always say is basically when it was end of Saga 1 and Dave came out with a shirt when DVDASA shop reopened for the first time or second time. Because I remember the first run they had, it was like fucking buttholes, but he has a shirt that's very iconic, and it's him wearing like a Hawaiian-ish shirt, and it just says everyone is doing their best. And I don't know exactly when I came up with it, but I basically took that mantra and I was like, how can I make this saying my own and use it to help myself when I'm stressing out about stuff. And I was like, you know what, everything always works out. And obviously everyone that's listening, everything always works out does not work out, but it's just a mindset that I have, and I try to instill it with all my homies and friends and people that I meet. It's just a positive mindset where, when times are tough or if you're going through a very difficult situation, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And it really helped me, fight my own demons. And crazy enough, that saying that I've said has helped a lot of other people that I've met through DVDASA and even my own friends. Like, there's just so many weird instances where, like, I say, like, everything always works out, or, like, if people will quote my little quote, and lo and behold, it'll work out, like, in crazy mysterious ways. Like, you can attest to this, Alonzo.
I know. It's just wild how I don't know, it's like some positive mind, the secret thing or something. Like,
it's like my positive mind makes things like come true or happen. Yeah, like I have this little power. I'm just kidding, but dude, it's insane. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it worked out for me for like everything, like DVDASA related, and even everything after. Like, just using that little mantra that I have, it really, really worked. And it's disgusting. Like, even when I'm with my own personal friends who aren't really like super big DVDASA fans, they'll use my little thing, or I'll be with them and crazy shit happens and I'm just like mind blown.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, something to it. So, you guys listening out there, try it out, test it for yourself, see if it works for you. Because,
and I'll tell you this. Here's a story that did work. I'm in Hawaii with Matt Spot and Lydia, and we're there to see Diane Word, Tyler the Creator, and Mongchi at the Republic in Oahu. And we're hiking.
This is like one of the last shows, right?
Maybe. I think they just came back again because they were in Hawaii. I think prior they were with Deltron or whatever. Remember?
Oh yeah.
That was like the first time.
Yeah, this is like the second
time.
Yeah. And
so I wasn't able to go.
One with SF, the Bay Area.
Yeah. So basically, they're in Hawaii, and this is an important story because this really attests to my everything always works out thing, and why all these other people that I fuck with believe in my little mantra. And basically, I'm hiking with Matt and Lydia, and we're trying to see this waterfall in Hawaii. And it's I think it's called like Mauna or Manawa, or I don't know the exact name, but it's like something falls. And basically we get there around, I want to say like 3 or 4 p.m. and we just start at the bottom. We were just on foot. We drove, we parked somewhere, and then we're on foot, and then we start hiking, and we take a photo. Like maybe like 30 minutes in, and then we're just, and by the way, we don't know how to fucking get to this waterfall. We're just hiking, and we're using Matt's GPS on his iPhone because somehow he was getting signal. And he's like, all right, this is the route to the fucking waterfall. And I was like, all right, let's go. So we're going, we're trucking. It's muddy and shit. Like, we have to, like, really, like, climb rocks, go on this ledge, travel over here. There's not, like, a direct, like, here's the path to the waterfall. Mm-hmm. We're kind of, like, winging it. Basically, we do that for, like, 2 hours. And it's starting to get, like, near 5 o'clock. 6-ish.
Oh, shit.
And we're, like, deep into the forest or jungle or whatever. And I start to get a little nervous. I was like, hey, we're going to find this fucking waterfall? And Matt's like, yeah, we're going to be cool. I think we're going to find it. And we're still lost. Another hour into hiking, and then Lydia and Matt are like, fuck, dude, like, where are we? And it's about to get fucking nighttime, kind of. Like, there's still light out, but we're looking at the time on our phones, and we're like, yo, should we just head back? Because I don't know if we're going to find this waterfall. What if we're stuck here and it's nighttime and we don't know how to get back to the car? And they're saying that. And then, like, I don't know why the fuck I said it, but I just had this feeling in me, and I was like, guys. Everything always works out. We're going to find a waterfall. Because they basically, Matt and Lydia were basically already defeated. And they're like, I mean, I was kind of defeated too. But I was like, guys. 15 more minutes, and I guarantee you we're going to find a waterfall. And he's like, nah, you're full of shit, bullshit. I was like, no. I just feel it. Like, hey, everything always works out. And lo and behold, literally 15 minutes later, we find the waterfall. And I'm like, holy shit. Wow. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? That's fucking stupid.
Because you literally just said everything will work out.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then I'm like shaking Matt. I'm like, yo, my shit worked. And he's like, yo, it did. We found it. And I was like, that's fucking retarded. That's so stupid. Sorry if I said the R word. But I was like, yo, that's dumb as fuck. Why did that work? And then we're at the waterfall, and it was magical, dude. I remember taking photos of Matt and Lydia, and then myself, and then it was just crazy. And then basically after that night, I was just always saying everything always works out because it worked. And I was like, this is just a one-off thing. Like, it was just dumb luck. But it fucking worked, guys. And it was, oh my God.
It kept working.
It kept working after. And I was like, yo, this is dumb. But it worked.
Yeah.
And, man, I love that shit. Like, it just helped me stay positive, you know?
Right.
Because back in the day, I had a really, really negative mindset. But, I wish you were able to go to the Hawaii show. That shit was lit, man.
Yeah.
Sold out. It was basically sold out for the Diane Ward show. It was completely packed. Like, it was so crazy. I couldn't even really I wasn't even really front row, dude. That's how crazy it was.
Wow.
And Diane Ward fans go crazy, bro.
Yeah, I think I saw some footage. Yeah, I think you showed me or somebody posted it up in the group. Yeah. Man, everything does always work out. Hopefully, what we're going through right now with this, COVID-19, everything will work out, hopefully.
Yeah, right? Definitely. I think, I don't think things will ever get back to normal.
Be the same.
Yeah. But
we'll make it through it.
As a human race, we'll make it through it. We'll adapt and get through this. Everyone's home now, not doing shit. I mean, you're home, I'm home.
We're making a podcast.
And we're making this fucking podcast because we got a lot of time. So I said, fuck it, and I have a lot of people from time to time asking, like, hey, man, like, how did you get cool with, DVDASA and Mongchi and Tiger Belly and, worst fire team ever?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I would always just kind of brush it off because I was like, I'm like, till this day, I'm still kind of like, I don't know if I want to really tell people, how I guess, got close to these people. And honestly, I'll tell you right now, for everyone that's listening, it's because I just showed up. Show up early and just show up. And I somehow, throughout DVDASA's run, I got noticed. And then I had people who were fans of a fucking fan. As dumb as that may seem to other people who were like, why the fuck would anyone ever be a fan of another fan? But, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but that's literally what happened, right?
Yeah.
which is it's fucking crazy. And yeah, and you know, basically what I want to say is, you know, me and Alonzo, we were going through really tough times, or we were really down. I want to say, like, either we were really down, we were down on our luck, we were maybe we had some form of depression, and
in between jobs, or we were going through, basically our whole like core group, our DVDASA family, like the big super fans of the show that I'm still friends with today. Everyone in our group was basically depressed, you know, going through some real life shit, and DVDASA was an outlet for us to relax, laugh, you know, hear these crazy, outrageous stories, whether they be true or false, or not,
exaggerated. You know, it came at a really good time for us, and somehow we became obsessed. We bonded through that podcast, and for a lot of us, it really got us out of a tough, you know, rut in our lives, and we're here today, still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, for myself, you know, I truly believe, you know, if I never found out about DVDASA, I might not even be alive today. Like, straight up. Like, Asa's, like, if it wasn't for Asa, I would have never found out about the podcast. And shout out Instagram too, because, you know, because me being a little horny kid, I found Asa, and then through Asa I found Dave, and then through Dave I found DVDASA, and then later on Mongchi, and then we'll talk about it in another episode, but Choe Show, because that's gonna be too long to talk about Choe Show.
That's a whole
thing, man.
Universe.
Yeah, that could be another episode in the future, maybe. Allegedly, even though we're not supposed to talk about it, we can kind of like brush over stuff,
dance around
the topic, because we signed stuff.
Apparently, there might be another. I
don't know, with COVID-19, I don't know if there's ever going to be phase 6, but
yeah, we'll see.
We'll talk about that another time. But dude, man, basically, DVDASA helped me help you. What's the saying again?
Help me help you help me.
Yeah.
Help you?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You know, like the saying is like TGFU, you know, thank God for you.
For you. Yeah.
But I mean, you want to touch on it, like how it really impacted your life, and then I'll talk about how I wasn't that rut, you know, just you know, me and Sci-Fi, I think we spoke, I probably said this somewhere, probably in our DVDASA recap show, but yeah, me and Sci-Fi, we know each other from way back, and like we had a mutual friend who passed away, you know, in a very gruesome, basically he died in like execution style almost, like, you know, MS-13 ran up on him. He was in a car at the stoplight, and his car was red, you know, MS-13 or blue, so I guess the guy, you know, thought it was the enemy or something, and then just shot up the car, and he passed away. Damn.
And that really like messed up me and Sci-Fi. Like, we just, you know, we're just somebody that we grew up with, and so I was going through that, I was dealing with that, and I think it kind of made me question like my mortality and like where I was in life, and I was drinking a lot more. That's where I had like a little bit of a drinking problem. Well, I wouldn't say it was like extreme to like other people, but for me it was like enough to like cause a little, you know, problems for me. And yeah, like it just came, so I was having a lot of that in my mind going on. You know, I wasn't working consistently. I was still DJing, but I was just getting a lot of random gigs here and there.
Yeah.
And then DVDASA came at a right time. At, like, I was doing this blog, and then I had the podcast, and then I got to connect with a bunch of people that kind of put me out there, like outside of my little hermit, my little bubble, my safe bubble.
Yeah.
And then I was able to, like, you know, just kind of get reacquainted to society and life again. And out of that, like, you know, I found, like, you know, my Zulu, my hip hop fraternity, and through that, I found a lead into strip club DJing, and that's what I do now.
Nice.
It was just like
why don't you let the people know? Because I know some people, because of our fandom of DVDASA, a lot of people that were close to me before thought I was in a cult, and
I mean, we joke because it's like Dave's tagline, because he could have had a cult if he wanted to have a cult. He was this charismatic artist person, right? He had this podcast with like all these listeners, thousands of listeners.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Basically, like, I became obsessed with this podcast that basically I kind of grew away from like 3 of my close best friends, and like I became,
because of this podcast.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say who they are, but I grew apart from them, and I was just obsessed. But going back, why don't you talk about that cult you were in? If that's cool.
Oh, the other cult.
Yeah, the other cult.
Okay, the other cult, the real cult.
The real cult you were in before DVDASA.
All right, so before DVDASA, so this is kind of like that. This is like after that time, like right around the time period when me and Sci-Fi's friend passed away, right? I was going through. Here's the freaky part. That was at the time when I was your age right now. So you're like, what, 25, 26?
Something like that, yeah.
Something around that, like mid-20s, basically.
Yeah.
In the mid-20s, like, I was kind of down in my luck. I just lost my. No, I was working at Macy's.
Didn't you get fired?
And I did not yet.
Oh, okay.
But I was like trying to figure out what I was trying to do in my life, right? And this one friend of mine from from middle school, high school, not the same friend group of Sci-Fi, this Asian cat, like he was working in broadcasting, or he finished school in broadcasting major, and he's working for a company that did like they basically edit videos for different corporations for like their training videos and stuff like that. So his boss was in this like self-help group that's kind of similar to, if anybody out there listening familiar with EST or Landmark Education, if you look that up. So it was something similar to that. They go by New Era Training, and they were based out in Concord, California. So he kind of pitched that to me because he saw how I was just kind of like, didn't really know what else I was going to do with my life.
Yeah.
You know, I was just working at this retail job, and I was still DJing, but I wasn't I wasn't super serious with it yet. I was still doing like little house parties and things like that, you know, and it wasn't until, so when this person who I'm no longer friends with, he pitched the idea to me, like, hey, you should check this out. Like, you know, it might help you out. So I decided to check out. So it was like 2 weekends spread out, 2 levels. First level was called Explore. Second level was called Realize. So they had these fancy names for their little weekends. So they were cool, you know. It got you to like, it's like kind of like hardcore psychoanalysis, and they put you in groups, and they made you like confront your own fears and limitations in your life.
Damn.
And they made us do these little activities, and one of them was kind of intense. It's like we basically are all strangers, and we're just like shouting at each other first impressions about things, like, you know, like, and this one lady, because she always had an answer for everything that was happening, like whenever the coach said anything, she's like, but what if this, that, and blah, blah, blah. Basically she was a know-it-all. So when she was put into this, right, basically everybody's like, shut the fuck up. So everybody was saying like, you're a know-it-all, like you think you have an answer for everything. Like we're just like shouting all this stuff. She's like put in the center of this thing, and she broke down. And so it's like a lot of activities like that to like basically break you down, and then lift you up. Because then afterwards they'll do something that's like very uplifting and like put you in a good mood. Like, oh, I'm okay, I'm good. Like I got this figured out, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, so this is very culty. Like a lot of we're breaking you down, lifting you up, breaking you down type of stuff. And so I went through these 2 weeks and I was like, cool, all right. And then there was a third week that was like 3 months, basically like 90 days or something like that. 90 days, yeah, but spread out. And
damn,
it's a lot more intense. Now it's like, okay, so you went through these 2 weekends, right? And you got some benefits. You start to realize, you start to explore about like your personal stuff, like how, you know, learn things about yourself, set some goals in your life, things like that. And now, don't you want to share this with other people? So this is the recruitment part. Damn. So they make us go and recruit our friends and family. Like, and the thing that was crazy about that next part was every time we met up, we had to set a goal of how many people we were gonna enroll.
Damn.
Yeah, so they didn't say recruit, they said enroll. That was the language.
Damn,
right?
That's smart.
The changing, right, so it's called enrollment. Like, basically, they're like, never say recruit, never say sale, basically everything to change us from making it to change it from what it really is, was just recruitment. We're not allowed to ever say that, but that's what it was. So they made us make a goal, like how many people are you gonna enroll this week? And so our group kept failing consistently every freaking week. And then it got to a point, they had this thing, they were like, all right, so since you guys have been consistently not keeping your word, we're gonna have a line of demarcation. So who's really here?
Like who's about that life, right?
Who's about this life?
Yeah.
Right? And then so I was like, they made us do that, and like basically I was like, okay, so yeah, so I guess I'm still about that life, whatever, you know. I'm just like going along with the flow of things and just like saying some number just to like appease everybody, whatever, right? And then the next time they had us on a phone conference call type of thing like this. This is the first time I've done like phone conference calls, let alone like just in general, that this whole experience. It was the first time I was like interacting with people like that are non-Asian type of thing, like outside my bubble. Because prior to this, I never really left San Francisco. I didn't even know too much about the East Bay.
You were because you were born in SF, right? A little backstory about yourself.
Born and raised in SF. So the furthest I went was like, I mean, maybe like I took a trip to Vegas once, and San Jose, and just like South Bay a little bit,
and just Vietnam, right?
Vietnam, yeah. Those are like a few places that I've ever been. I haven't explored too much. I was kind of like in a bubble of sorts. And it's like my first time outside of college interacting with like non-Asian folks on a consistent, let alone hugging everybody. That was like a thing. Have you ever noticed, like I kind of been slowing down on the hugging since, COVID-19.
Hey, no, wash your hands, no hugs.
Right. But then hugging, that was a big thing in that group. And so, anyways, before I get sidetracked, so the conference call, this is the final draw for me. They were like, so these, these people are not showing up. So the language in this new era thing, showing up means you're not there. You're not about this life. You're not present. Like you're not, like you're not keeping your commitments. You're basically tuning out. You're here physically, but mentally you're not there. So they accused me of saying that on the call. The coordinator person was accusing me, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna put this person. We're gonna put Alonzo right here. He's gonna be on probation until he shows up." And that was the last straw for me. I'm like, what? Put me on probation? I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck? So I was like, fuck this shit. So I just like, whatever. I played along, and then I got off the call. And then somebody, I guess they realized, like, oh, something, you know, Alonzo's about to, like, go AWOL or whatever.
For real?
So they had somebody call me and to check up on me. And I basically told the person, like, hey, I think this shit is full of, this is baloney, this is full of shit. Like, you know, I'm just gonna do my own thing. I'm done.
Damn.
So that was that. And this happened, yeah, then, so the 90 days was supposed to end with a graduation and some kind of like ropes course, obstacle course thing. I don't know. They might have made people walk on fire or whatever, coals, you know,
Damn.
Tony Robbins shit. Yeah, like that
the
could have
fuck?
been. I to this day I don't know, because no one told. Yeah. Like I try to get it out of certain people, but no luck, no cigar. But basically, I never made it to that graduation because I quit out of that. And when I quit, that's when me and Sci-Fi's homie got shot up.
Damn, and is that how you guys reconnected? Or were you always connected with Sci-Fi?
Yeah, that's how we reconnected. Like the first time around, that's how we reconnected. And then that's how I ended up DJing at the Cellar.
Damn.
My first club gig, my first club, like whatever, came out of the Cellar. Which was my homie, the one, me and Sci-Fi's homie, he was a DJ there, and then he passed away, so they needed my other homie that me and Sci-Fi know, Illborn, DJ Illborn. He's with Motown Mondays now, and some other different events, but he was a DJ there, and then me and him reconnected, and found out, oh, Zobe DJs too, and like, hey, why don't you come through, and you know. So that's how I got linked up at the Cellar, and that was like my first club bar gig, and I was there for 3-4 years.
Dang, you're right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yep. And then, yeah, so from my little connection with Sci-Fi, and then our homie passing away, and then I wasn't working at Macy's. Yeah, so that's when I went AWOL, and I was just like, fuck it. I was just drinking like a motherfucker. Like,
damn.
I was just like getting, yeah, I was drinking almost every day. Yeah.
And then after your homie died, like, did you have to like ease your way into stopping drinking? By the way, guys, if you didn't really know, Alonzo's been sober for how many years?
10 years.
10 years.
Right. So after my homie died, that was like 2008, 2009. I was for the next year or so, like
on and off
I was
drinking?
just going hardcore drinking. No, I was just hardcore, and then it was like before. It was I'm trying to think what was the event? No, it wasn't an event. Basically there was this one night I was partying with some homies. And it was like a good month of drinking, and then just this one time I was just like, I had way too much. I was just not really eating right. And then I made it back home, but then like the next day, what was it? No, I made it home, and then it was like a Monday, and so I went to my gig at the Cellar, and I wasn't drinking that much, and I decided to slow down a little bit. But for some weird reason, I was like, okay, I'll just have a shot, and I'll have a shot and a beer. My usual back then was a shot of Fernet, and
what's that?
I had like a Heidegger. Fernet is like a Jägermeister.
Oh, okay.
It's similar to Jägermeister. It's like a kind of like a herbally kind of liqueur shot.
Okay.
So that was like one of the last. That was either the last drink I had. I think, yeah, So yeah, it's one of the last drinks I had, and basically the next day I woke up and I had like I didn't steal. Did I steal? No, I asked for some Red Bull at the end of the night after the gig from the manager at the time. She's like, yeah, go ahead, Zobe, get some Red Bull. And it was at the time I was kind of hooked on these Red Bull Cola. Coca-Cola, not Coca-Cola, but a cola.
Oh, okay.
There's like a mishmash. Yeah, there's like a limited run.
Oh, and,
right. So I was supposed to only take one, but I took two. I killed the first one. I was about to finish that half of the. I only got halfway through the other one. I was like, I think I'm okay. So I went to sleep. The next day I woke up and I was having a panic attack. I was like,
you're having like chest pain.
Yeah, a little bit of chest pain, heart palpitation, like gasping for air. So I got out of my bed and I pushed the window to get some air in, and I accidentally cut myself because I pushed too hard. I cracked the window from my door in my room. Yeah, so I cut myself. And I was like, Dad, because my dad was home. I was like, and then he rushed inside and he's like, oh shit. And then he like, what is it? He got some bandages and they got the glass out of my hand. I cut. Dang. Which, do I still have the scar? Huh, I guess I don't.
That's okay, crazy.
I guess I healed up pretty good. But yeah, I cut myself. Cut myself.
On your right hand?
I think it might have been my left hand. I don't know why I pushed to my left. I'm usually a right hand. Anyways, one of my hands. Yeah, so we got the glass out and, bandage it up. And luckily it wasn't like a deepest. It was pretty deep, but it wasn't like where I was. I needed stitches or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I just chilled out and like, he gave me some water, some ginger to like kind of like wake me up, whatever. And I came to, and yeah, like that day I stopped drinking. I was like, I'm done. It was like 2009, 10 years ago.
Shit. Yeah.
And then like the new year came, 2010, and I stopped smoking. Took me like a month, a month, and I just stopped smoking.
Like, if you don't mind, like during this time, like, did you ever get in trouble with your family or anything? Like, were they like, hey, like, you need to like get your shit together, or not really? They kind of left you to your own devices.
My dad was like kind of yelling at me about it. He was kind of on my case about it, but at some point I think he was kind of like
whatever.
Now he's given up a bit.
What about your sister? If you don't mind me asking, like, did she ever say shit to you?
No, I mean she's she wasn't home that time, so we hardly saw each other.
Was she at school or
no? She's at this time she's already working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she graduated already. Yeah. Yeah, like I was just kind of wilding out there for a moment, and then I had to like, yeah. And then when I stopped drinking, and then I think that was the best. Yeah, then I just became a hermit. I just kind of like, because then I was still DJing for a couple more, like I said, 3-4 years. And then the club, they had a change in management. And so I wasn't part of that new crew. So ended up not, basically out of the gig out there. So I was just like, that's when I was just kind of relying on like a few wedding gigs,
Yeah.
It's like referrals, friends, people who like are, solid with me. They knew what it was, they could help me out and whatever, and they plugged me with some gigs, so I was able to survive for that little time. And during that time, DVDASA kind of was like there, and I found it, and that and the blog, that was what kept me in the loop of things.
Dang.
So yeah, I was in a cult.
Cult life.
And then cult life, and then I found another cult, DVDASA.
Fuck, but to bring it back, man, like for just for me, like I'm really thankful as well, because I got to meet Alonzo. I met Matt Spada, Banana Steve, Bindu, all these great people who are artists, who, in some way I look up to. Like, the other thing people have to realize is when I met these guys, I was like 20 years old, and most of them at the time were late 20s, early 30s, like 31, 32. And to my immediate friend group, who were all 19 and 20, they were like, what the fuck are you doing? You're hanging out with all these old people and shit? And I was like, yo, these old people are so fucking cool. Like, I resonated with you guys, and I really look up to, like, everyone in our friend group because I look up to them, like, they're kind of like, I never had, like, an older sibling or a father figure in my life growing up. So, like, seeing, like, talking with you, Banana Steve, you know, Matt, and Bindu, I really looked up to you guys as kind of, like, big brothers, kind of, like, father figures in a sense. Because I didn't really have that growing up, you know, kind of sense of direction. Someone that I can, you know, vent my, you know, issues and stuff and struggles that I was going through in life. Because you guys were older, you kind of had experience, and you guys all gave me solid advice.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Hey, anything we can help out with, man.
Hell yeah. And then, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I want to end this, but, I mean, there's some other stuff I want to talk about, but I guess we'll talk about it another time.
Yeah, I think this is a good starter of origin story of how me and Arthur met.
Yeah, and then, you know,
little strange cult DVDASA.
Yeah. So, I mean, everyone that's listening, let us know what you think in the comments section or, you know, review section. Leave a 5-star review on iTunes.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Spread the word.
Yeah,
share.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. And everything always works out. And to close out this episode, we'll be playing a track by Alonzo. It's a remix. It's an 8-bit remix of the DVDASA opening theme.
The 8-bit remix. Oh yeah, I remember doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what's gonna happen
for you guys.
So thank you, everyone.
Take you guys out.
Yeah, you guys can check us out at youtube.com/Etawo Podcast. You should be able to see us on iTunes, Spotify, maybe Stitcher and Libsyn. But yeah, Stitcher and Libsyn maybe. But everything else, you should be able to find us on whatever platform that you listen to podcasts on. And if we aren't on that platform that you listen to your podcast on, just let us know, and we'll try and get our podcast on there. So I love you guys. Everyone stay safe during COVID-19, and have a good one. Peace, y'all.
Peace.